Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Freaky Friday. It's been really freaky.
What a day
this
it has been.
Fine day. So, a lot of stuff happening. If you were here in the pre-stream, it gets clipped when this actually goes up to YouTube later. But in the pre-stream, you could hear our voices. We're in the new studio. You see the sound panels down on the ground here. Still getting used to everything. There's been some technical fun. We were going to record the podcast a little bit ago, and there's a device that connects
Cam Link 4K.
our audio
I'll show them to you.
and our computer, or our cameras to our computer as a viable input source, which is its own thing. But as we were having some technical difficulties with these, and something was weird, and then all of a sudden we started seeing smoke come out of something that doesn't have any real electricity going to it, which is a fun.
Can you make sure they can hear us?
Fun thing.
Speaking of, we might be getting chats. We
let's-
can't hear anything. Okay,
see.
we can hear everybody. Everybody looks good. Okay, nobody's saying.
Yeah, if anything looks or sounds weird, please let us know. But that happened. Then we're having to solve that and do all that. Steven had some stuff happening before that we're going to talk about in a second. But it's Freaky Friday. If you missed it, last week I did an unboxing of the Innsmouth Deluxe, which was a fun time. Some crazy investigators in there.
Yeah.
But the week, because you were gone, then the week before that, we played Scenario 1 of the Circle Undone campaign. The week before that, we played the prologue.
Yep.
Which was the kind of setup,
we became ghosts.
The foggy mist happening at the wherever we were at. So today we're going to be playing at Death's Doorstep. Last week we got denied at the very end. The witches outwitched us.
Fun story. My dad wrote a book called Death's Door.
Really?
With his friend Ron Wolf. You know what? Actually, this is actually a terrible, terrible story. So check this out. It's the 80s. It's the mid 80s. My father's an author. His name is John Mulder. You can look up his stuff. In fact, the most recent trilogy that he's doing is in the spirit of Lovecraft, etc. It's really kind of Dunwichy. It's amazing. Anyway, I proofed the books. They're great. Check them out. Sixth Sense, what is it called? Sixth Sense, Satan's Swine. You'll find them. But the important thing here is that in the 80s, he wrote a book called Old Fears with his friend Ron Wolf. And he recently found, through Twitter, they released all these old Paramount transcripts. They had optioned, at that point, Paramount Studios had optioned that book to make it into a movie. Assigned a producer to it, director, scriptwriter, etc.
Close.
Guy who was going to make it decided that he didn't like working with Paramount and worked on this other movie. You know what the other movie was? Die Hard.
Really?
Yep.
No way.
Yeah. So instead of doing Dad's book, he did Die Hard.
Well, it worked out for him.
Isn't that amazing?
Because Die Hard is now a cult classic.
I can't imagine
Christmas
being
movie
that
of all
close.
time, I hear.
How devastating though to find out you were that close.
Did he find a script? Did they make a script of his book?
It was like, this is about to get made, and the guy was like, I'm going to choose this instead. Isn't that crazy? And now it's optioned by Sony Digital, and apparently they might take it to Netflix.
Really?
So if that happens, that'd be
awesome.
great. But until they do that, he's just grinding like all the rest of us, man. It's crazy, that artistic thing. You feel like you're almost there, and to find out you've been so close so many times, to me, I was just devastated when I heard that for him.
Well, that's how the ball bounces sometimes.
Speaking of, let's talk about some weird stuff that's happened. I'll share some things with everybody here, because obviously I'm in a bit of a different wardrobe here. So I got a call at 7 this morning.
It's not that different.
It's not that different. I got a call at 7 this morning because, if you don't know, I'm working on building a tiny house out on land that my brother Jonathan, who's in charge of a lot of our technical stuff here, had bought a couple of years ago. And so we'd always wanted to move out on some land together. We're trying to make that happen. I bought the 11 acres off of him. It's been an incredible journey for about 2.5 years now trying to get all this done. But we've been waiting to get the well drilled. Got a call at 7 a.m. this morning out of nowhere. Guy says, hey, it's time, we can go drill. And so I jump out of bed, put some clothes on, and drive the 40 minutes to get there.
Because as you've been telling me, getting a well drilled is not exactly...
One does not simply...
Yeah, it's a process.
It's a process, and everybody involved doesn't have calendars or rules or anything. There's two guys, they're both 120 years old, and I've been on the list for 2.5 months.
Yeah.
So when they call, it's and if you don't answer, then they go do something else for 6 weeks. So you got to do it. So they called. I went out there and for about 3 hours, watched the drilling process and whatnot. I was waiting because the number of feet that you have to drill is the price of the well. So I'm looking at literally every foot is more and more expensive, and I had a
seeing dollars go
budget,
through
and
the
I was like,
ground.
if this goes over budget, then we're really
Just a
having
little
to cut
tension.
back.
Who
Oh my
knows how
gosh,
far you're
there's
gonna
so
have to
much
go.
stress this morning. Anyway, it came in way under 206 feet. You want to show this picture?
Yeah, I'm ready.
This is what happened this morning. What are you on, 3? Are you on 3?
I don't know what I'm on.
We don't even see your. We can't even see your little thing. Is it not in? It's not even on the preview.
Maybe my HDMI port got burnt.
Maybe that's what's ultimately going on. Maybe it's your port is busted. Man, everything has been crazy today. So anyway, long story short, water coming out of the
unplug
well.
this just so-
Yeah, just so you don't blow up your computer. 206 feet. Water is coming out. It's 26 gallons per minute. All is well. That is about 50 feet under what I was expecting. And I came from that process to here at 11, recorded the podcast.
with the flames happening on the
Then
device.
everything started blowing up. I was hoping to go home and get cleaned up. I wasn't able to do that. Had to troubleshoot.
Are these both
And
fried?
now here we are, and those 2 cam links are fried. That's $400 of fried cam link right there, my friend.
You saved money on the well, and I lost money on the cam links. Ouch.
But here we
Yikes.
are playing some Arkham, because you know what? That's what we're all about.
I love this. KH McClure saying, at this point, I tune in more for the Stephen Land house updates than the gameplay.
Yeah,
That's hilarious.
well, thank you.
Also,
I'm
shout
glad
out.
to share it with
I
you.
want to find.
Yes, the smoke came out of the cam link both times.
Find it.
Twice now.
I think
they've
it was-
been fried. It's got to be the splitter that's not grounded. It's got to just be sending power right through it.
My goodness, you guys are blowing up chat. I will say, I don't know who. I think it was Danny Lott who was saying, happy to be here live. He took off work to be here.
Yeah. Hey, thank you so much for doing that. I took off from house building to do this too, so we're in the same boat here.
We're
One of us
living
is
the
getting
dream.
paid though. Thank you so much for doing that.
He might be taking vacation time, so he could technically be.
Or you could be, he could be in the company bathroom.
By the
on your
way,
cell phone.
Evan Johnson says he digs the hat.
What's up, Evan? Thank you. I really don't think it's appropriate for the stream personally. We've made a very concerted effort not to look like your standard kind of ne'er-do-wells on the stream, but
I don't know.
It's kind of a cover for the fact that my hair is not in a good place right now. I wasn't able to shower this morning.
You put a hat on and went to the land in
Yes,
your
I did.
boots.
And nobody takes you seriously out there in the country if you don't have a hat on.
That's right.
You're just an idiot.
That's one thing you learned very quickly.
Yeah. So I
Idiot.
think I got at least $1,000 off that well just for wearing the hat.
There it
so
is.
kinda
I like it. Quick question: do you have our boards?
I have my board.
realized I think you have a.
Here's an old prototype of this one.
Don't you normally have a gold board you let
I
me
do.
use?
You want the Carcosa? I got boards on boards, my friend.
Well, I feel like.
You want this guy?
No, this is good. I got
You
it.
need a
you
special
go.
limited edition Marvel Champions board there?
We don't make Marvel Champions boards. I don't know what you're talking about.
Compatible with.
There you go. No, I like I realized I posted a picture this morning of our characters in these boards, and it's really nice. So Winifred, who's my character, has the leather jacket on, which kind of looks nice
that
with the
does
gold, and you
work.
have the blue.
That does actually work.
That wasn't intentional. I just happened to notice it. So
Our best moments are
now
unintentional.
I got all the stuff out that we need to set up. That's how I know I'm becoming an actual Arkham player, because I could do it. I was
You
able
weren't
to.
scared? Did you find all the symbols?
Yeah.
Well, that was very good.
So I'm gonna read to you, unless you want to read.
No, whatever. I can always
Scenario
read.
2, At Death's Doorstep. And before I continue, this book I have was given to us by someone. You can find them online somehow. I don't know.
Reddit, search Reddit.
I don't
Reddit's
know.
got the answers, I think.
Chris, a local who's fantastic and a great person, gave these to us.
Not only a local, but also a person.
A person. He was in chat earlier. I don't know if he's still around. But short version is, I don't know where to get them. I know you can find them online. They're not official, but they are very nice and super
We don't
handy.
officially endorse or condone them, nor do we sell them.
We just use them because they're easier.
We found it. It just was in the mail, and so we thought, well, why not? Are we coming in at 1080 also? Everybody, just please allay my anxiety.
That was your concern with the.
I'm super
we have
concerned.
these knockoff cam links that are like.
Little tip for business, for anybody out there who's looking to start something or do something, always have backups. Even if they're not as good. Zach made a great call on this. We burned one cam link out, and he bought like 6 of the cheapest USB HD 1080 he could find, and it saved us today.
I literally, so I've been testing setting up a stream, the ability to stream at my house. Because there's a lot of random stuff, like I'll be deck building for Marvel Champions, like I could be doing this live. It
Sure.
would be fun. And so I was messing around. That's also I was learning the OBS system that we've recently switched to. And I took an old camcorder we had to do streams.
Did that work?
Well, it didn't at first. I was like, why isn't it showing up as a source? And I ran into the same thing you ran into when you were solving our streaming set. I was like, oh, it can't read it, and I need a cam link.
Yep, you gotta have a capture device.
The cam links are not cheap, and I was like, is there really no alternative? So I started doing some digging, and a lot of the people, the content creators I had followed to get the stuff I had already got to try and set up and stuff, had videos on these various things. And then I found this unmarked, unbranded knockoff version. I was like, it's $20. It's Prime. If I don't like it, I can send it back. I'll just get it and see if it worked. I got it in. It worked perfect.
$20 is crazy.
It's crazy. So then
It's gonna blow up.
We were here when you were gone, the week you were gone, and one of them burned out. And so I couldn't connect it to my computer. And I was like, that's bizarre. And so the next day, so they could see, because we also connected to my computer so the people at home who were making the cards pop up can actually see what's going on the table.
Right.
Which they can't today, so God bless their souls. But
just listening for card names is going to be awful.
So then that day I was like, well, I'm going to bring in the one I got for home just to make it work. And then that day I also was like, I'm going to go ahead and order 2 or 3 extra of these.
Yeah.
Because whatever made this burn out, I just want to make sure we're covered. And luckily I did, and I also had them here. And here we are.
Sometimes a plan comes together.
You just start learning how to make decisions that prevent you from having catastrophic failure. And now I say that, hold on.
You gotta fail catastrophically for 10 years
Let's,
before you make
we did that.
calls,
We had a lot of learning doing exactly that. But I'm knocking on wood, because hopefully it doesn't burn out and something goes crazy here. Now, at death's doorstep. You fold up the newspaper and shove it aside on your desk. Remember we read this newspaper last time?
Yeah. 4 went missing or something.
Yeah. Examining the other files you've collected over the last few days concerning the missing persons. It's been several days since your experience in the woods. You've tried to put it all out of your mind, but it is impossible. Every night you dream of a nameless place in the void of space, a faint, discordant melody of hypnotizing flutes pulling you forward. Now there are others disappearing from the town without a trace. The disappearances dance along the edges of your thoughts. No reason to worry, you ponder, turning the man's words over in your head. You think of the card reader and her warning, and you wonder if you are simply imagining devils where there are none. Regardless, there is only one way to know for sure. You pick up the invitation, examining the silver embossed stationery in perfect calligraphy. It's an invitation to the Silver Twilight Lodge. Request the pleasure of your company on the evening of November the 29th at 8 o'clock at the estate of Joseph Eckerd Meiger for the benefit of the Fairchild Foundation.
We're just partying at this Twilight Lodge
Joseph
all the time.
Meiger. That was the first, but we were other characters, right?
Yeah, true. So now, ooh, cool. So now we get to re-experience
the lodge.
The demise.
As you prepare for the night ahead, you cannot help but wonder, are you taking action to remedy your fate as the soothsayers advised? Or are you walking willingly into the jaws of a grim destiny?
Decent question, I suppose.
Set up. Gather all the cards from the following encounter sets. At death's doorstep. And then all these icons. Set the realm of death and the watcher aside, which are these two. Put the 7 spectral locations into play.
Okay, shall we zoom in here?
Let's get the table shot.
Uh-oh. Here we go.
So the spectral locations, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There they are. Did it. What's she looking at?
Oh, I just don't. Our camera's a little off, but I'm not going to worry about it. You get a free corner shot there, top corner. Okay, 7 spectral locations. We've got them. They come into play. Oh wait, we've done this.
Put the 7 spectral locations into play. Set the Joseph Meiger enemy aside, out of play. Here he is. Here he is. Don't want to see him.
Okay, there's like the entry hall, and then.
Note the card is double-sided and has a story card on its other side. For the best experience, do not look at the other side unless an effect instructs you to do so. Put each of the 7 non-spectral locations into play.
Here's the heart. Heart goes to the, and then the bedroom goes off to the balcony. Oh, wait, you're still waiting on me. Yeah, hold on a second. Your dream will be over here.
Didra's saying, what are the cheap knockoff versions called? Don't know.
They don't really have a
They're
name,
unbranded. It's crazy.
Branded.
It's like you're buying something on the black market. It's just like, no one will tell you.
Okay. I think this is right. Yeah? Did we do that? So we've got like did they tell you in the book? Did they have a little
Maybe this is a mistake because it says put each of the 7 non-spectral locations into play.
Non-spectral.
But then chat's saying they're not in play yet.
Yeah, the spectrals aren't. Where are your non-spectral locations? Those? That's what we need. It says put each of the non-spectrals into
Well, so
play.
it
Yeah?
says put the 7 spectral locations into play.
Oh.
And then it says put each of the 7 non-spectral locations into play. They go on
Do
top.
they go on top, maybe? What does it say? Keep reading. A lot of times you keep reading, it'll tell you.
The scenario setup only uses the 7 locations without the spectral trait. Each of the spectral locations should be set aside. What?
Okay, so the book must be wrong. There's nothing spectral here. This is a normal party. Trophy room. Billiards room. Boom.
Did it.
Normal. Nothing to see here.
Check the missing persons section of the campaign log.
Okay. Coming at you.
Also, we start at the entry.
Like all great guests.
As you would expect. All right, check the missing persons section of the campaign log.
Missing persons.
And it says...
Jerome and Gavriella.
They're crossed out or they're listed?
They are listed. Valentino and Penny are crossed out.
So it says place 6 clues on the entry hall if Gavriella's profile is not crossed off.
It is not crossed off. 6 clues on the entry hall.
Okay. Then it says place 6 clues on the office if Jerome David's profile is not crossed out.
Jerome is not. Office got clues. So these are the people that died. I see. So we've got to investigate their deaths.
That's correct.
Of us.
Well, of who we were acting like.
Our previous avatars before we were reincarnated into these
We placed,
awesome heroes.
That's right. 6 clues on the billiards room if Valentino's profile is not crossed off. Didn't you say that was crossed off?
It is crossed off.
Place 6 clues on the balcony if Penny White's profile is not crossed off.
It is crossed off.
So we don't do that. As evenly as possible, remove a total number of clues from the above locations equal to the number of pieces of evidence that were left behind in your campaign log.
Okay, evidence left behind 8. And then what do we do?
We remove 8 clues evenly.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Shuffle the remainder of the encounter cards to build the encounter deck.
The remainder of the
That's
encounter
all those
cards.
cards over there. It says there's
Even
a
Orchard's Grasp and Shapes in the Mist?
Those are set aside.
Set aside.
Yeah. Replacing locations. Throughout the scenario, you may be instructed to swap set-aside locations with existing ones. When a location is swapped with one that is already in play, it takes its place. All tokens, attachments, investigators, enemies, and other cards at the former location are now considered to be at the new location. Attached cards remains attached, for example. No game element is considered to have moved during a swap. Suggested location placement looks like this.
Did I do it right? No. Okay, we've got the T in the middle, triangle, diamond right, off, master bedroom.
Yeah, there's just one that's up top.
Yeah, but like, bedroom goes to balcony, balcony comes back to bedroom. What's wrong with that? Oh, balcony also goes to Victorian halls, that's why. But that's, they don't have the placement. Oh wait, there's supposed to be a star up there? The office is at the top. Oh, okay, all right. I got you, Arkham. I got you.
Yeah, this is what we did last time because we had to start in the
Fine.
office.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay.
When instructed to do so, continue to interlude 1, a record of those lost on page 50. But only when it tells
Only
us to
when
do so.
instructed.
Yep.
Okay. There's that. Good. Good. Entry hall. Knocking on the door. And I believe we're all in on the shot. We've got a thing. Are we ready to go already?
Do I have trauma?
That was a quick one. Okay. I have no trauma for you.
Great.
Did we lose last time, but did we lose by the doom? No, you got knocked out.
I thought I got a physical trauma.
Yeah, we didn't write it down because it was very, very disappointing.
Tordic saying, what is that book? Yeah, it's like search for Arkham Choose Your Own Adventure. Someone gave it to us, a local. So I don't know exactly where they came from.
Let me grab a pen. No big deal, I want more.
Yeah, it's basically all of the little campaign sheets bound up in a book.
I want to be where the people are. Did I take trauma?
I don't know.
Here, let me see that book. We clearly were devastated last time.
That's where I just stopped, but...
Okay. Let's
I
see what
read
the
this-
resolution says if you fail and you're awful.
Well, I don't remember which resolution we got.
I'll know it when I see it. Go back, keep going back until it tells us the options. Like if every investigator was defeated or whatever.
If no resolution was reached because each investigator was defeated, and it was Act 1, 2, or 3 when the scenario ended, go to
Act
page
4.
40. If no resolution was reached because each investigator was defeated, and it was Act 4 when the scenario ended, go to page 42.
Boom, hit it. Does it tell me
then
the trauma?
42, in your campaign log, record the witch's spell was cast. In your campaign log, under mementos discovered, record mesmerizing flute.
Got it.
Each investigator earns a bonus experience. Each investigator earns experience equal to the victory X value of each in the display, and doesn't say anything else.
Nothing else. Okay, so no trauma for me. Didn't you get knocked out?
But I thought we both did. No, I got knocked out.
You got knocked out and then
you
it
survived.
advanced.
So yeah, I think I took a physical.
Okay. We'll give you one.
Andrew says, Covenant, come for the Arkham, stay for the Little Mermaid serenade.
Oh. Didn't know you guys could hear that. Took my mic off. Okay, so we're shuffling
I like
all
this.
up.
Ian says, given Zach's reading skills, I assume he took drama.
Oh yeah, drama was a big program in Chelsea High School, let me tell you.
I think that's a compliment. I did not take drama, but I was forced to read as Romeo in Romeo and Juliet in the 10th grade,
Fair enough.
which was terrifying. I was very shy back then. And then having to be Romeo, very emotional and very not me.
I mean, you're the most emotional person I know.
Right there next to you. Lots of emotions around these
A
parts.
lot of emotions. Okay,
No,
so
it's
this is
actually
all
cold, hard
shuffled.
logic.
It's pretty cold.
All right, let me read these
We're not
cards.
on camera. It's basically, zeros and ones around here.
I am a robot. Warner's saying, what did you spend your XP on? Very curious. You know, I can answer that pretty easily. Just looking. Because we only done one scenario.
I got updated versions of my ally.
Now, it's worth mentioning, I'm playing Winifred Habermock, and she is, we're both playing characters, and we're both sticking to the investigator starter deck that we did.
Yeah, a mistake we'll later regret.
The exception, though, is the tarot cards, because that's on theme here. I got a 3 experience copycat.
I got a 3 experience Granny Orn and a 2 experience Unexpected Courage.
And I saved 2 experience.
Tells you who we are right there.
Saver and a spender. Like you were mentioning earlier on the those Camlink things, I happened to find the $20 version.
Yes, you did.
Justice, 11. Look at this art.
Yeah, it's beautiful, isn't it?
Agenda
That's what
1A.
it's about. That's what Jonathan based so much of these designs on. You can see the strong lines and stuff. You see how
Yeah.
similar it is?
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. In a very creepy font, be true to yourself and seek the truth in others. You must balance the scales. You shall be called to account for your actions.
Be true to yourself, balance the scales.
Be true to yourself, seek the truth
Okay.
in others. Balance the scales. You will be called to account for your actions. So just keep
Okay.
that in mind.
Okay.
Silver Twilight enemies cannot be damaged or defeated. Silver Twilight trait.
Okay.
Forced, when you draw a monster enemy, instead of spawning it, set it aside, out of play.
Oof.
And place a doom on this agenda. This effect can cause the agenda to advance.
Oof. They're going to come in, man.
Hidden agendas. Act 1A. As you approach the patio of the meager estate, a man in an elegant suit checks your invitation at the door. Inside, guests mingle and chat with one another, but much of the conversation is awkward and terse. A silent tension has gripped the manor, and you are not sure why. Objective, find information about the disappearances by discovering as many clues as you can. Do not advance until you are instructed. Hint, it may be worthwhile to investigate the last known locations of the missing persons.
Do you know what they were? Didn't you get mobbed in the bedroom
Is it not where the clues are?
in a less romantic way than usual? Maybe it is. That would make sense, but they didn't die there, though.
Well, it's the
Remember-
last known location, not necessarily where they died.
We know the full story, though.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Warner's
this is
saying
shuffled?
last known location equals where the clues are.
Okay. Cool. We'll do it.
I want to be where the people are.
See them laughing.
Mutton Chop asking, are you guys using the starter decks? We sure are.
Why in the world are they not putting music in that Mulan movie? Have
you seen it?
No, but
It's not a musical.
but
There is music.
but that's the why. I know it's not. Anyone ever say, you know what I love Mulan for? Not the music. Nobody ever said that about any of those movies.
I really like Little Mermaid for the plot. Just kidding.
Thank you.
It's actually one of the worst plots.
Thanks. Ooh, cool hand.
Oh, look, I got the copycat.
Wow, look at me. 3 tests right out of the gate that I can just ace. How do you not? You got to keep that, right? And I get 1 extra because of my weakness. Oh, babies! Put the Hot Pockets in the oven. Look at this thing. I got all 5 experience that I just spent in my opening hand.
Are you kidding me?
My Unexpected
my 3
Courage and my
experience.
Granny.
Do you have any skill tests there you're keeping?
All of them.
You have the good ones.
I have the good ones, and you got a copycat, right?
I got a copycat,
What does
man.
copycat do?
After you commit copycat to a skill test, search the discard pile of another investigator for a skill you can commit to this test and commit it. After this test ends, place that card in the bottom of their deck.
And this is if the skill test fails, cancel all effects of the failed test. Now, this also has, if it fails, return it to your hand, but I think you would overwrite that by putting it on the bottom of my deck after returning it to hand. So, hey, we're set up, man. I'm going to get rid of the Scrapper because it's a card that I'll never play, and I know that. For a Will to Survive, I'll take it.
I got my Mauser C96. I'll probably keep that. Gonna keep my copycat. I have a leather jacket, but I don't really see a reason to keep it.
Do you know the Mauser was designed to kill mice?
Really?
That's not true, I'm sorry. But you know how you call dogs mousers? That's what I always thought when I saw those weapons. I thought it was like a mouser, and then I was like, I don't think that's what those guns were for. Miger, like Geiger counter. Okay. Joseph Miger? Wait, Miger, right? Yeah, Miger.
Miger.
You didn't keep your leather jacket?
I mean,
What a fool.
I don't need it.
It's 2 health.
For 2.
That goes from 7 to 9. You already have 1 trauma. I don't know. I'm a big leather jacket fan, only because it's fast and I can play whenever I want. But yeah, you do whatever you want.
I just feel like I will eventually draw it. Same with these things.
Technically, that is guaranteed to happen. Eventually.
There's a switchblade.
This stupid Tinder thing out here.
And I got Lockpicks. I didn't even know it was in the deck.
Oh, Lockpicks is the greatest card in Arkham, man. It's the only way we're ever going to win this game is you get Lockpicks and I get testes.
Lockpicks makes me a monster in
I guess I can't say
investigating.
testes on camera, can
Just did it twice.
I? Well, you got to call it out. That's the greatest thing you learn about streaming. You just got to be honest with yourself. It's like, yeah, it's a funny word. Didn't mean it like that, but there it was. Okay, Lockpicks is good. Switchblade is good. Mauser is great.
So my thing is, I'm going to start with Lockpicks and a switchblade. Or I'm going to start with Lockpicks, not even play a switchblade.
Yeah, you don't need that. Fast stays in hand.
Sneak by is also, I just realized, I have to evade. I play it and I evade and then get 2 money, right?
You play, man, that's awesome. So it's basically, it's a card for 2 resources.
But I also get the evade test.
You get the evade test, yeah.
So like,
So you don't have to spend the action.
yeah, but I need to be evading in the first place,
Well,
which is the downside.
we can help make that happen.
All right, let me read the flavor text on this entry hall. You ready? Clearly, whatever business Joseph Miger has his hands in, it's doing well. A soft red carpet guides you deeper into the opulent hall, flanked by small statues of marble and ivory. Above, a glimmering chandelier casts a brilliant shine along the polished floor and wooden stairs. Here's my thing. How...
You want to kill Miger?
No, the prologue we did, is that set around the same time as are we around? Are they part of
I think it was way in the past.
Because it's way in the past. Like, is this still Joseph Miger's? Is it the same one?
He could be undead. I mean, it's Arkham, right? I mean, he
Yeah.
could be a ghost.
Then the other side of the entry hall, most of the manor is off limits to guests who are not members of the Silver Twilight Lodge, but your investigation takes priority, so you wait for the right time to sneak away. 0 clues, 3 shroud, action, resign. I guess there's nothing to those disappearances after all.
2 weeks in the past. A month ago is when that happened. So I thought it was like 1,000 years ago. All right, 2 clues on. Are we just going to... Are we gonna get him? Does Lockpicks give you an extra clue, or is it just add your evade to an investigate?
Just adds my evade.
Nah, we're so bad at this.
One of us stays and gets those clues off.
Yeah.
With lockpicks, it's unbelievably easy for me to do this.
I need to fail a test anyway. So I probably do, let's see. I probably do take the test, maybe hit it, take the test again, maybe hit it. If I get 2 +1s in a row, I'm not complaining. But if I fail a test, I get an action.
Yeah.
And so I can just take one and punt it. And then I've got 3 cards in hand that are going to allow me to pass that test. So I can get those 2 clues without thinking about it. Are you going to play Lockpicks?
I think I'll play it regardless, but I'll move in first and see.
What does it make your investigate stat if you Lockpick?
8.
We should save that for more than a 3, I think. I think I should be in charge of these clues. And then resigning.
Well, I'll let you start.
Okay. Let's just take the test.
Okay.
You know, there's a part of me that really wants to draw in case I hit none of this matters, whatever that card is called. Look what I found.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I'm going to do first action draw, test. And I've got 3 shots essentially because one of them is probably going to fail. First action is draw.
Mm-hmm.
Oof. Great. Test.
Good.
Oh man, it's great. I'm going to take a 3 to a 2 with take heart. If I fail, the performing investigator draws 2 cards and gains 2 resources. So it's very unlikely I'm going to get a +1 here. If I do, it's kind of a free clue, but I really want it to fail.
That'd be funny
It would be funny. Thank you.
if it succeeds. It very much failed.
It very much did not. So, watch out. We're going to trigger Stella. We're going to get an extra action. So I now have 2 actions remaining, which is nice. And then take heart's going to fire. I'm going to gain 2 cards and gain 2 resources.
There's your starting resources.
Thank you.
You can flip it.
Oh yeah, we made these like that, didn't we?
Sure did.
All right, there we go. Okay, so first action was draw, which was a take heart, which turned the second action into actually a free action that gave me 2 cards and 2 resources. Now that's what I call value.
We have 2 left?
2 left. Now, I can play Granny, go 3 to 3, grab a clue, and then next turn, I could go ahead and just grab the last clue. Or
I feel like my play can easily be lockpicks, use the lockpicks to get 1, and then move up.
but you can't waste the lock, but you only got 3 charges?
No, it's unlimited.
Oh!
But if you fail by 2 or worse, then you have to discard them.
If you fail by 2 or worse, you have to discard it. Okay, that's kind of a bummer.
But I mean, I'm in 8. The only way that happens is you know what.
Yeah, and Granny's going to help you out here. So second official action, we'll play Granny Orn. Investigator at my location would fail. I can give +1 or -1.
Yeah.
That's good.
Actually, yeah.
And then last action, how much do we want this clue?
You may as well try it, right? You're not going to move.
You're not going to move. I could also play a Rabbit's Foot, fail, and draw a card, which is always a good test. Yeah, and I've got a +1 with Granny. So it's a -1 technically is what I'm looking at. And that's a skull. The tablet's bad. Let's just take the test.
I mean, if you want to play the rabbit's foot, you can try to get the clue first action next round, and then it would get you, if you do fail, a card and an action back. Because you've already done the fail thing this round.
Yeah.
So I feel like you'd rather take the shot next time.
Yeah, that's true. Or if you're going to take it.
Yeah. I mean, I'll take 1, and then you can start the round next round with it.
All right, here comes a Rabbit's Foot. If you're going to play, you got to play.
All right, mine.
Yeah.
I'm going to play the regular old lockpicks.
And read that to me.
Action exhaust lockpicks, investigate. Add your foot value to your skill value for this investigation. If you do not succeed by at least 2, discard lockpicks.
Oh, so you're basically testing against a 5, or you lose lockpicks.
Yeah, but with your 1 modifier,
Yeah.
like, yeah.
And you would that was where you would fail a skill test. I can pump you +1.
Plus, I can commit.
You could You could also try to fail and take my take heart with that weird card, but it would be a very strange sequence of events that would make that work. The one modifier does not help. Is that true, Runner? Why is that? If your skill value for this if you do not succeed by at least 2. Oh, because it says when you would fail. Yeah, it would fail. Yeah.
There's actually a really easy way for me to do this. So,
but we don't want to fail.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way for you to fail this test. Well, the tentacle.
A -4 would make me get rid of my lockpicks.
Yeah.
But that's 2 tokens total. I'm going to try it.
Yeah, just make it happen there. -1.
So I'll grab a clue, and then I'm going to just move up to...
What's your special ability on winning?
If 2 different non-weakness cards I control are committed to the skill test, draw a card.
Okay.
I'm going to move up to the Victorian halls. Even the hallways of this manor are luxurious, decorated with the thick rugs, bizarre artwork, and uncanny statues shaped from scrap metal. Rays of sunlight shine through the curtains as the sun sets over Arkham outside.
Nice.
Action, you go looking for trouble. Discard cards from the top of the encounter deck until a silver twilight enemy is discarded. Spawn that enemy in the Victorian halls, then gain 2 clues. Group limit once per game.
Instead of spawning it, though, we would set it aside and place a doom on the agenda. So that doesn't seem like we want to do that, does it?
I don't know. Two free clues? I said...
So you got to do that, right?
So I played Investigator moved. That's the end of my round.
Yeah.
Okay, so no enemies doing anything.
Nothing.
We ready all our stuff?
Draw a card. Gain a resource. Tell the truth to yourself.
Ooh, that's nice.
Yeah,
then Doom on.
Doom on.
Doom on. Cards.
Card on.
Obscuring fog. Attached to your location. Limit 1 per location. Attached location gets +2 shroud. Oh, I got obscured.
I guess it doesn't matter.
After attached location is successfully investigated, discard obscuring fog.
It doesn't matter there. That's great that you were there instead of my location for that. Thank you.
It's like I knew.
You did know.
It was there. It was a skill play.
All right, Fate of All Fools, Peril. I'm not going to tell you anything.
Someone asking if it's the upgraded Granny Orn. It is. Steven upgraded from
level 3.
The OG to the 3 experience.
All right, Fate of All Fools is in my threat area. So if you draw 1 or I draw 1, bad things are going to happen.
Draw 1 or draw what?
There's gonna be more of these in the deck, and just pay attention.
Yeah, just pay attention. Okay, then it's back to us, right?
It's back to us.
You want to kick her off?
Yeah, let's give it a shot here. So it's a 3-3. If I fail by 1, Granny can actually push me up to a success.
Also, if you fail, though, you get an action and a card.
So it's really okay no matter what happens.
Yeah.
I think I like this
You
Investigator.
either get the clue or you just fail, and you benefit. You're like the Martell of Arkham.
Yeah, except maybe I can actually do something. Oh, babies. I can instead choose to automatically fail to heal stuff. I don't need to heal, so I'll just succeed.
Nailed it.
Okay. No tests really for me to fail at.
You're just moving up top, right?
I guess so.
Because I think I'm going to grab this and hop up. And then I might try to investigate and then pull your card over.
Second action, let's move. Third action, let's go to the office.
What's that? Weave me a tale.
Atop a steep staircase leading to the manor's 3rd floor, far from the hustle and bustle of the party below, a solitary oak door stands sentry, guarding Mr. Miger's closest secrets. I thought this said closet secrets, which is way funnier. Each Silver Twilight enemy in the office loses aloof. If you reveal a symbol while investigating the office, place a doom on the nearest Silver Twilight enemy. Comes in with 2+2 for its normal amount.
Oh, I can definitely fail that 4 shroud test.
Oh man, you're talking about fail. Look no further.
All right, mine. I'm going to take the action on the Victorian Halls. I go looking for trouble. I discard cards from the top hand counter deck until a Silver Twilight enemy is revealed.
Now, there can be actual Silver Twilights that aren't monsters.
Silver Twilight,
Like that one.
Humanoid Cultist.
Spawn at any empty location. Okay.
I spawn him here.
Oh, does it tell you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But he's aloof. This is a Lodge Neophyte. He's aloof. Technically, he could spawn at any location, but not according to this. Forced after a Lodge Neophyte enters play, place a Doom on it. Action, Parlay. Test 2 Brain. If you succeed, remove all Doom from him.
Okay. He's just hanging out.
So he gets a Doom.
He's just having a good time at the party. And then you get 2 clues for your trouble.
Most importantly.
What's your brain?
Not.
Oh my gosh.
I'm not the big brain.
You don't even have, you may as well not have a stat.
I agree. So
I'm at 4 brain though, I'll have you
I'm
know.
going to move up here with you, my big brain friend.
It didn't have Hunter, he's just going to sit in the halls, huh?
He's just hanging out. He's at a party.
Very conspicuous, if you
Yes.
ask me.
I mean,
Very
Agreed.
conspicuous.
agreed. Okay, so I'm going to do a test here.
Now, if you do fail and you get it, or if you get a symbol, he's going to get another Doom. Just be aware.
That's fine. You're going to go down and talk to him.
I might talk to him.
Let me see that card in here. What's it called? Take Heart?
You know, I've got one in my hand. I could also throw it into your test. If you wanted 4 money and 4 cards.
Well, the thing is, it's a 4 Shroud. With this Copycat, I'll be at 4. 4 to 4.
So you think it's just kind of like either or?
So, like, I will get my draw, though, because there'll be 2 different non-weaknesses committed to this test, even if I pull your discard one.
Are we being fancy or are we being good?
Now, the best way is if you put your card in and I don't play Copycat yet.
Yeah, you should save Copycat.
Because then I'm down by 1.
Yeah.
There's only 2 tokens that make me succeed.
And I've got Granny too.
But isn't that when I fail?
If you fail. So if you fail by 1, I can push you to success. Or you can take the Take Heart. We can make that decision when we get there.
But don't you have to commit the Take Heart now?
Mm-hmm.
So
But you can just blow it. I mean, it's just 1 card out of hand if we want to take the clues and stuff.
I think that's the best. Like if you play yours out of hand,
Okay.
and then I can Copycat you.
I'll give you a little boost.
Yeah, I think that would be helpful. You want to drop it in?
So you're just not going to do Copycat.
Not yet. I think I want to save Copycat for your 3 wild card. Like your commit 3. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you should save it for that, yeah.
So I'm down by 1. It's my last action. I fail.
-1.
So then I draw 2 and gain 2.
Mm-hmm. And you failed by 2, yeah?
Yep. Perfect. That's
Take
super
heart,
helpful.
my friend. We're both we're taking a lot of heart.
Well, lots of heart on this table.
There's a lot of
We were
heart
talking
there.
about emotions earlier.
Yeah.
Okay, end of the round. Enemies do enemy things. The Lodge Neophyte is aloof, so he's hanging out. Then we get money and cards.
Card. Money.
And then Dumon,
Demon.
up to 2. Plus his 1 is 3. Draw my card. Shadowhound, it's a monster.
So out of play, 1 Dumon.
Yeah, Dumon this.
Give me that card. Crypt Chill. Have to discard an asset if I fail. It's a 4 brain test. That's a fine test. If I fail, I trigger Rabbit's Foot and then discard it. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Nothing
Wrong here.
Nothing weird. That's okay to lose a Rabbit's Foot. That's fine. Just be aware there are discard asset cards in the encounter deck, so your Lockpicks are very vulnerable.
I got that Switchblade in my hand.
Oh, +1. Who cares?
Too good to fail.
Just pass it.
That's
Just
one way.
pass your test. You know, I've been thinking a lot about Arkham strategy. I think passing the tests is probably the best thing that you can do. Just
Nice.
pass those tests. You guys ever consider that, just drawing the right tokens out of the bag? We got hammered that last game.
We got hammered a lot of tests right in a row at the end.
It was
last game.
so bad.
Yeah.
It was so bad.
We got dunked on.
That was the worst Arkham has been for me.
Nicholas saying, yep, pretty good.
Okay, so here we are, back in the saddle.
Now I gotta decide. I got a lot of money,
Mm-hmm.
and we got to figure out how to get those clues off that location. Though
I agree with you.
I'm looking at. Let me look at my hand real quick.
Well, I'm going to take one crack at it, and if I hit a 0 or a +1, I'm going to push it to a success. I could also hit a failure, and I'll get a free action and get a free card.
Do you have anything that lets you get lots of clues all at once?
Not in my hand. Rabbit's foot might grab it, though. What I really need is an additional +1 book. So much so that I might try to grab that. Oh, I can't run it. I was going to say I should grab that tarot card that allows me to do that, but.
Why can't you run it?
Because it's like Seeker, I think. Okay, so I'm good for one of these clues, man.
Well,
At least one, maybe two. Where are you? You got your lockpicks. Is pumping you to 8 still?
for one test, yeah.
8 to 4, so you're fine on that. So you get one good test. I get one good test if I want it.
You have that 3 wild in your hand?
Oh yeah, 2 of them.
Oof.
Yeah. But I'm not sure this is the time. Because there's no like fail. It's really good because it cancels fail impacts. So I really want to commit it to that. But let me start out. Let me take the test.
Yeah.
Let me see what I draw with the rabbit's foot, assuming I fail, which I might not.
I agree with this.
So I'm a 3 book to a 4 shroud. Three book to a 4 shroud goes to -1. So that's now 2 book to a 4 shroud. So I'm just going to fail that test. That's going to give me +1 action this turn, and I fail a skill test to draw a card with rabbit's foot. Well, hello. This is exactly what I needed. Okay.
Yeah, we got you, Bryce.
Okay. So I'm back to 3 actions. So I can guarantee that I get 2 clues at this point.
That's not a bad thing.
Not 2 at once, but I can get 2 clues overall. Got 3 actions. I've got that raven.
Quote
so
the
I can
raven
Bugatti
nevermore.
one clue for a horror, which is the kind of thing that I'm really into.
Yeah.
Now I can also just take, I've got 3 tests left. I can take a normal one. I think that's what I'll do. I think I'll get a guaranteed one, then I'll take a normal one, and then probably take another normal one. If we just want to, you can get 1 for sure. I think I can get 1 for sure. Maybe we hang out.
I think I can get 2 for sure if you use one of those 3 wild cards.
Now we're getting somewhere.
Because then I can copycat, put the wild in, and then that'll let me draw a card as well.
Even better, I'm going to give you the Unexpected Courage level 2. So it's 1 less wild icon, but it's +2 to a test, and then I don't have to waste my 3s.
And what's the Unexpected Courage do?
I'll let you know right now. First real action, +2. If it fails, I get to return it to my hand, but it's not going to. So I'm at a 3 to 4, so I'm a 5 to 4.
Nailed it.
Now, 5 to 4, that's fine.
Agreed.
Grab a clue. Second action, do you want me to go and get one more?
I mean, may as well.
I don't have charisma.
Oh, so you can't play another ally?
I can't play the raven. Quoth the raven. Nevermore. So maybe I dump the raven for a +1. Then I'm at 4 to 4. I can get a -1, 0, +1 star. Skull. That's probably okay.
Quoth the raven.
Nevermore. You can get 2 clues for sure?
I'm pretty sure. The odds are good. Know what I mean?
If the odds are good, then I say we go for it. Yeah, we got a card on the screen. We'll figure that out. We got some stuff going on. All right, I'm just gonna take a. I'm gonna wait. Because I may as well try to dump the raven. If I fail, get a card, get a free action next turn, and then I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm kind of in a good spot.
You got
there.
that action economy going. Where like
Second action. Oh, this makes me want to do it now. Yeah. Third action, I'm going to take a crack at it.
just 3 to 4.
Mm-hmm. Don't you worry, though. Just going to get a 0. What's that do?
Gas mask -2. If there's a spectral enemy at your location, take a damage.
Okay, so something happens when this happens. If you reveal a gas mask while investigating, place 1 doom on the nearest silver twilight enemy. So there's that. But I'm going to live and learn that. Attempt it again at +2, and then I'm going to pump it by +1. So I'm going to go 6 to 4. You gotta freak out with these clues.
You got that one. That's
6 to
-2.
4. So we get a clue, another doom, and it's the end of the turn.
Mine?
Mm-hmm. I need to go big
Alright.
brain that neophyte. That's my next thing that I'm going to do. Unexpected courage is here for you if you want it.
Let's go. I'm gonna investigate. Let's investigate straight up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna play copycat and get your unexpected courage.
Plus
Now-
3.
If I fail, does it go back to your hand?
No, I think you would resolve copycat. It says put it on the bottom of its owner's deck. After this test ends, place the card at the bottom of its deck. I think once that happens, no, it's not going to fail anyway. So,
Do I trigger her draw now?
if 2 different non-weakness cards you control are committed to this skill test, draw 1 card
Or after the test? It says this skill test.
wherever the window is.
The first fast action?
Yeah, hold on. Let's see. Where would the fast actions be? Commit a skill test. Commit a skill to a skill test. There's got to be a fast action right now. Or is it after the token? Wait, before. Fail happens before. Wait. Before drawing a chaos token. Okay, you can trigger it now.
Okay. So I'm at 3, 6 to 4.
Mm-hmm. And you trigger that, and once you have done the fast action, that's after you've put all the cards in that you want.
You can't, yeah.
So you can't add after that. Yeah.
All right, here we go. 6 to 4. -2.
Boom.
Scored a token. That goes to the bottom of your deck.
Thanks. That's better than the discard pile.
And then
And remember, you can fail by 1, and Granny can push you over the top. So kind of think about, you're really at +1.
I'm going to do a Lockpicks for 8 to 4.
Yeah, clean. Well, we just have to be wilier than well-built investigators.
You got to take those chances.
Got
it.
it.
Cleared the tokens.
Just draw the
That's good.
tokens.
So I have 1 action left. I'm going to play a weapon in case
Yeah.
things get weird.
Yeah, I like that a lot. Yeah.
Because you gifted me a lot of money. Let's play my Mauser. Meow.
Yeah, meow. It's like the spoils.
Meow.
Meow. All right.
And then I'm exhausted.
Enemies.
They don't
Nothing
do
for them
anything.
to do. We're going to stand up, ready everything, draw a card, gain a resource.
I love that I use the Lockpicks to get into the into a secret place in
Your
his
secret
office.
office. And then, let's do the bad cards. 1 Doom on, so we're 1 away. 7 of 8. I need to go down and talk to the neophyte. Let's hope we don't have Ancient Evils. You put Ancient Evils in the deck?
Mm-mm.
You sure?
It was this one.
Okay, cool. Then we should be okay unless you draw another neophyte.
Fate of all fools.
That's the one.
I must decide if there is an investigator with a copy of Fate of All Fools in his or her hand takes 2 direct damage, or place a doom on another copy of Fate of All Fools.
Technically, you can place the Doom without it advancing right now, but
That's what I would do,
you doing it?
because it would advance next time, and we're going to clear anyway, right? Right?
Maybe. I mean, I'm going to come down and talk to this guy and remove 3. So then we'd be at 4 or 5. Next turn, it'll go to 6.
I feel like that's better than 2 damage.
I think that's better than 2 damage.
We also have no way of knowing how to advance this, so I feel like this is going to make it go spectral.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I don't know.
I do. There's a lot of ways where we advance this no matter what. So putting the Doom here is the right call, I think. Trapped spirits. Test 3 foot. For each point you fail, take a damage. If your location is haunted, it's a total cost for an investigator. Humor, shoot, resolve each time. So test 3, for each point I fail by, I take 1 damage. Even if I fail, I can take that to a +1, so I would fail by 2 damage, not a big deal. I got a 4 foot. I don't need any help.
Okay.
It's 4 to 3. Four to 3, so now 1 to 3. After I fail a test, which I'm going to do, I'm going to exhaust to draw a card. After I fail a test, I'm going to give myself +1. So 4, 3, 2, 1, 2 to 3. So then I'm going to take 1 damage. I think that's how it works. If I resolve the skill test and then all the triggers, then that's different. For each point you fail by, take 1 damage. I think that's right. Let me know.
I think you got it.
Doesn't know. I think I have the option to like modify stuff, and then it's granny first, then the damage, then the rabbit's foot, if I'm not mistaken. When I would fail a skill test, you see, when I would do that.
Not after you fail.
Yeah, and then I get an extra action.
Boom.
Yeah.
Roasted.
It's worth asking, do you kneel granny to prevent a damage, or do you keep her up to get a better test? What's 1 damage? It's the way you lose. That's what it is.
I think you're fine.
It's the way you lose. Okay, so I've got 4 actions coming in.
I need to find a test that I can definitely pass.
Boy, that's the story of Arkham, isn't it?
Yeah.
Why don't I go first? I'm going to do first action move, second action succeed from
Third
downtown.
action, move into a room.
Third action, probably move into one of these rooms.
Should we go different directions or should we stick together?
Well, Scooby-Doo mentality, what do you think?
Well, I feel like the distance between here and here is a long way.
It's forever. Things went poorly here last time, but that doesn't necessarily mean they'll go bad again. All right, first action, let's just stick with the plan as we see it. First action, move in. Second action, I'm a 4 to 2. That's going to be a skull's good, a tentacle's good, although I believe that if I fail this test with a tentacle, oh no, that's only in the office when investigating. Okay, so I'm up by 2. There's only a few tokens that fail, right? How many -3s are in there? 2?
1. But you also have -4.
1 -3, 1 -4, and 1 tentacle?
Mm-hmm.
Those are good odds. I'll take that test. Oh, right. I'm not you. All right.
You said wrong mini card. It's really the wrong Winnie card.
Oh, hello. Second action. Let's talk to this neophyte. Hey, everything's cool. Everything's cool.
It's cool.
It's cool. It's fine. It's fine.
This clears?
Yeah.
All right.
Very nice.
He
Third
might
action.
go left, he
Choose your
might
favorite.
go
Huh?
right.
Let's read. Flanking this door are 2 deer
It's a
heads
trophy room.
mounted along the wall, set almost as though they are guarding its entrance. That looks like a monster room. Master bedroom. This unmarked door is large and well polished, set in a corner of the upstairs hallway, out of view of guests and other prying eyes.
Really, it's a matter of were you a billiards room kind of gal or a balcony kind of gal? I'll tell you where Winnie wants to go.
Balcony. Winnie likes the air. She wants to be able to see the sky.
She also seems like a kind of huckster that would be into billiards.
That is actually absolutely true.
Got that leather jacket on. I don't know what's going on in the production room right now, but I can see that it's them
Panic?
freaking out. Yeah, see that? I've never seen this. That's how I know.
Well, this is one of the strangest days of streaming.
It is Freaky Friday.
in life, ultimately, but that's why we're here. I'm gonna go here. Master bedroom. Third action.
He went right.
2 clues on. Says force when the round ends. If there's at least 1 investigator in the master bedroom, place 1 doom on the nearest silver twilight enemy. So I'm gonna keep moving.
Yeah.
I don't want that.
What's the flavor say?
It says no doubt about it. This must be Joseph Miger's bedroom. The centerpiece of the room is a massive canopy bed, the posts of which are ornately carved. You see no sign of a Mrs. Miger. All right, it's a 3 shroud. You can deal. Can you deal with the 3 shroud? We're just gotta. Yeah, your lockpicks can handle that.
But I feel like just knowing what all the rooms do is helpful.
Okay. Last action of 4. So move, test, move, move. Here comes the balcony. An open glass door leads onto the balcony outside the estate's master bedroom. I need a little fresh air here. 1 shroud, 0 clues. I can take an action, discard cards from my hand with a total of at least 3 book icons. Parlay. The guest here knows more about the Silver Twilight Lodge than they let on. Gain 2 clues. So 3. Now, do wilds count for this?
Do you?
I don't think wilds do.
Surely they do.
No, in Marvel Champions they do. I don't think they do here.
Warner says you've been instructed to find the truth, right? Something on the agenda said that.
Yeah, find the truth.
I feel like obviously max clues by the time this starts going crazy is helpful.
Yes.
The more we know about reality.
Yes.
So that's...
Wilds count, dude. I can do this with 1 card from hand.
Oh my. Wow. Because you have that 3 task
She was
card,
built
right?
for it. She was absolutely built for it. Oh my gosh.
Keenblade saying they ratted it.
That gets me so
it works.
excited.
Okay, mine. I'm just gonna go exploring.
Now, it does say keep it balanced, does it not?
Says be true to yourself, which is why I wanted to go to the billiards room, and seek the truth in others. You must balance the scales.
If we balance the scales, if you go to the left side, I go to the right side.
I think so.
Yeah.
We're keeping. I mean, it literally looks like a scale.
Yeah.
You know.
No, we're
You shall be called to account for your actions,
well, so don't kill anybody.
and have the phone ready.
Have the phone ready. Answer all calls.
I'm going to move down to the Victorian halls. I'm going to move over to the trophy room. It says, you already read that, flanking the door, 2 deer heads, etc. Trophy room comes in with 0 clues. It's 2 shroud. Action, you spend some time schmoozing with the others. That's a weird word. I haven't ever struggled to say it, but I'm struggling to read it and say it. With the other guest, either gain 2 resources or spend 2 resources to gain a clue. Limit once per round.
Oh, you know it's clue time. Yeah, you need to fail a test. So I did fail a test at the beginning. The Mythos phase is at the start of the round. So I failed the little agility test. So that gave me a free action, triggered Rabbit's Foot, and then I get that going into the Investigator.
It's easy to not realize the Mythos phase happens at the beginning of the turn.
It's contrary to what every other game thinks.
Flavor text on this, by the way. Mounted animal heads adorn this room's paneled walls, along with other artifacts from Joseph's collection. Dominating the room are several overstuffed armchairs arranged around a low table bearing a crystal decanter of brandy. Okay, so my third action, I think I'm just going to spend an action, 2 money, and get a clue. And the next round I'll do the same thing before I move over here.
I mean, you can't hate it, right?
I'll spend an action.
You can get clues here forever.
Spend 2 money, get a clue. Yeah, so basically, my thing about it is, I know I have 2 money going to the next round.
Mm-hmm. Gain a clue and then hop over and
Oh,
play
you know what?
something.
Actually, I won't.
You got to play something?
It won't much matter. I'm going to go ahead and take a fast action.
Are you dropping that switchblade?
Yep. You'll see why.
Okay. What's your fight stat?
3.
3? That's not terrible, I guess.
Does 2 damage if I succeed by 2 or more.
It's good to get rid of Crypt Chill. Now, you can play that at any time.
There's a reason I want to spend the money.
Okay. Got it.
Got it. With it.
So you gained a clue, spent 2, and then spent 1 on a switchblade?
Yeah, so I move,
Action
clue,
for clue.
switchblade, end of round.
Okay.
All right, enemies doing enemy things, nothing.
Nothing? Everybody readies?
Everyone readies? So I have Reckless in my hand. I can commit it to a skill test, but it's the only thing I can commit when it happens. If I fail when this is committed, it comes back to my hand. So I have to succeed at a test without any skill icons added. At the end of the round, I lose 2 resources.
Right.
So if I have money...
You will gain 1 and then lose it, basically, at the end of the round. You gain 1, and then it's in your hand at the end of the round.
So this is the end of my turn.
End of your turn or the round?
The turn. So I lose the money at the end of my turn.
Okay.
I still get the money.
Yep, 100%.
But that's why if I sat on the money with the switchblade, I would just lose it.
You're
so
correct.
I may as well play it.
All right, so we've got 1 money, 1 card.
Oh, you know what? I have 3 things in my hands.
Oh, right. You just lose some money, I guess.
Just lose money.
Just lose some money. Old three-hand, you're not playing old three-hand Winnie?
Nope.
Eventually that'll be a thing. So then you would lose the one, and then you would gain one for the end of the round.
Yeah. I need to go succeed at a skill test somewhere.
Oh my gosh, I got another one. Whoo! Okay. And then we go to the top of the round. Add a Doom for me if you would.
Doom on.
And then get your bad cards going here.
Mysteries of the Lodge. Place a Doom on the nearest cultist enemy. Then, until the end of the round, increase the difficulty to fight, evade, or parlay with this enemy by 2. If no Doom is placed by this effect, Mysteries of the Lodge gains Surge. Also, that art is phenomenal.
Mm-hmm. Terror in the Night. Okay, so these are these stacky ones. So I've got a test 4 brain. If I fail, I put this next to the agenda deck. If I fail by 3 or more, which I won't, it goes Surge. And then if there are 3 copies of this next to the agenda deck, discard all of them. Everybody takes 3 horror. So let's do a 4 brain test. It's 4 to 4. Failing is good. Succeeding is good.
How can you lose?
You can just succeed.
Whoosh. This gets discarded or attaches?
Discarded.
So-
If you fail, it gets discarded.
If you fail, it attaches.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
We kept saying the opposite things.
But we knew what we meant.
But we all knew what we meant. Okay. My first action would be gain 2 clues.
Yeah.
Second action, move here. Third action, I really want to take a test. Second action, move here. Third action, I could try to get a clue. If I get one, we're going to add 1 Doom to the nearest Silver Twilight enemy. But just when the round ends, so that would go to 6, 7, 8. We're on our way to Doomtown.
Not the game.
So if that's the case, we may as well let this happen, because it doesn't matter. It's going to clear anyway. Because 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's going to go to 8. I can't get here and test him. I could go.
Yeah, you may as well
1.
do that.
So I may as well. Yeah.
And he's +2 this round, so you don't want that.
Yeah. Okay. So I know my turn. First action, taking the action on the balcony, discarding neither rain nor snow, 3 wilds, which is going to satisfy my 3 book icons for this thing. Parlay. The guest here knows more about the Silver Twilight than they let on. Gain 2 clues from the token pool once per game.
We have a lot of clues.
Nice.
Nice.
Second action, move to the master bedroom. Third action, let's make a test.
And if you fail, fine.
You fail, you fail.
Because you get your extra action.
That's right.
If you fail. And your card from your rabbit's foot.
That's exactly right. I actually kind of want to fail. So it's a 3 to 3. It's a -1. So this is interesting. I could take the failure and do the test again and gain a card out of my trouble. Or I could just use Granny to push this up to a success and move on.
Do you need a card?
Do I need a card?
You look pretty flush.
I've got 7.
You're going to get an 8th card anyway. You won't be able to spend it. You have to discard something.
I'll probably just take the
Because the real risk with drawing is that
it could be worse.
if you don't get a -1, you're going to fail.
You're going to fail.
So I like just taking it while
Let's
you got
just
it.
take a test while we've got it. We're too feisty. So my testing skill is a 3 because of Granny. It's compared to a 3 Shroud. I go to -1, which is 2. Granny says when an investigator would fail, exhaust to give +1 or -1. So I'm going to exhaust to give +1. 3 to 3 is a success. Gain a clue. Passing it over to you, Zach.
All right, let's go to the billiards room. From outside this room, you can hear the telltale clacking of billiard balls clattering against one another, along with the idle chatter and laughter. Billiard room. A ritzy, polished billiard table lies at the center of this room, surrounded by cigarette smoke and illuminated by 2 ornate lamps. Several guests relax around the table, casually playing or chatting with another. 3 Shroud, 0 clues. Test foot to compete with the other guests. If you succeed, gain a clue.
Dude, you chose the right place to be. Very nice.
Yeah, because I'm at a 5, so it's 5 to 3, and...
You think you commit that dumb card, right?
What dumb card?
The dumb card. Your reckless card.
Try to
You
get
could
rid
maybe
of
still
it.
pass this. You're 5 to 3, aren't you?
This is the time.
You got play.
Yeah, let's do it. So I moved. I'll try 1 with reckless, so I'm ahead by 2. which is funny. I'm competing with them and I'm reckless. Very on theme. I would walk in that billiards room. I told you, I could feel the billiards room calling my name.
If
we'd gone the other way, how miserable would this be?
we're tipping the scales.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, because
I
like this
wouldn't
is
have been able to
exactly
do
what I
that.
need for the 3 icons to discard.
I would never have been able to do that.
It's crazy. We balance the scales.
It's pretty amazing.
You just got to listen to the game, really.
And
What
play,
happens if
play
this
your
happens?
character. I get rid of it. If I fail, it goes back to my hand.
And does it subtract at all or anything?
No, it's just a 0. So
Okay,
it's a
5 to
test I
3.
can't modify because I'm reckless.
Right.
If I succeed, I'm fine. If I fail, I just have to keep dealing with it.
Okay.
So I drew my token. It's a skull.
It's -1.
So I succeed, which gets rid of reckless, and it gets me a clue. And I have another action left. So I'm going to go ahead and get another clue while we're at it. I'm going to do this test. I'm going to
Once per round.
Oh, can't do that. I guess I'll gain him money.
Wow, it's gaining the money the hard way, huh?
I have nothing else to do.
Resign. We can get out of here.
I have to get back down here, though.
Yeah, right.
I think I just,
You could move back to the trophy room. That would put us closer to each other
That's
and
fair.
give you the opportunity to do that at the next turn. You could spend 2 to get a clue if we needed it for some
if
reason.
those are still in play.
Yeah.
I'll move to the trophy room. I like that a lot.
Okay.
So I won a game of pool, and now I'm back to the collect my trophy.
All right. So when the round ends, so we're not quite there yet. Everything readies.
Yep.
Enemies doesn't matter. This all comes up. Draw a card. Uh-oh. Tichyphobia. After you fail a skill test, take a horror. Spend 2 actions to discard. That's okay, I guess. Gain of money. We've drawn our cards. We've gained our monies. Now at the end of the round, there's at least 1 investigator in the master bedroom, which there is. Place a doom on the nearest silver twilight enemy. Then nothing there that matters for you. Any end of the round triggers for you?
Nope.
All right. Then why is this? Did they put this in my deck or did I randomly take this? Because that is the worst possible weakness. Fail a test, take a horror? That's a certain kind of poetry from Matt to put this in my deck.
It looks like it's from, because like this icon, what does that icon mean?
Oh yeah, this is the little mail carry. This is from her deck.
Yeah.
How dare they? What a terrible thing to do to a person. Okay, top of the round. Put 1 on.
We're at more than 8.
And now we're at 8, so everything's gonna clear. And let's go.
Pulled into the shadows is the card. You have uncovered some of the evidence pertaining to the disappearances, but the truth has yet to be unveiled. If the investigators do not possess at least 3 clues per investigator,
Oh, come
as a group,
on.
they lose all their clues.
Not even close.
If the investigators possess at least 3 clues as a group per player, they must spend 3 clues each, basically combined, and
Balance the scales.
and spawn the set aside.
All right, 3 clues each.
Yeah.
You and I are both doing it.
Spawn the set aside Joseph Miger enemy at the location other than the entry hall that is farthest from all the investigators.
Ha! Well, luckily our scales are balanced, so he's equally far away from
He's in his
us.
office.
He can either go to the office or the entry
He
hall.
can't be in the entry.
All right, office it is.
So he's in his office. Open the campaign guide and proceed to interlude 1, a record of those lost.
Ooh.
All right. A record of those lost. Oh, wow.
I'm going to have to consult
Yeah.
my campaign guide.
Check
sure.
the missing persons section of your campaign. You knew it was happening.
Yeah.
In order, read the sections below for each of those characters whose profile is not crossed off.
Jerome.
Well, so it says, I think it's in this order.
Okay.
If Gabriella's,
She is not crossed off.
she's not crossed off.
She's claimed by the
So I'm gonna
specters.
read page 52. The entry hall to the manor is beautifully decorated, but you find it odd that the grand staircase's wooden balustrade has been recently repaired and, by the looks of it, hastily so. It's recently fixed. And fast. While nobody is looking, you follow the handrail up and down the stairs until you spot what you're looking for. You remember that? They run up the stairs from the monster. Several splinters of wood, perhaps dislodged by a bullet. You ascend the staircase once more and position yourself where one would need to be standing in order to fire such a shot.
This is Knives Out, man.
After a moment of observation, a faint glimmer near one of the decorative ferns on the second floor catches your eye. There you find proof, a bullet casing from a .45 handgun. A gun was indeed fired in the entry hall of the manor, but if that is true, how did nobody hear the shots?
Perhaps they did.
Under missing persons next to Gabriella Mizra's profile, record the investigators are on Gabriella's trail.
Okay, I'm going to need to do this better. Gabriella. Okay, we'll make a dossier here.
Spanish says, ooh, I forgot how cool this scenario is.
Okay, so she was claimed by specters. And then what am I supposed to write next?
The investigators are on Gabriella's trail.
On her trail.
Okay. Then it says if Jerome David's profile is not crossed off.
Correct.
It's not?
It is not crossed off.
Read
Yes, we
page
have no bananas.
54. Joseph Miger's personal office is pretty tidy for somebody whose personal secretary just went missing. Perhaps he's just a fastidious person, or perhaps he's been scrubbing evidence of some wrongdoing. You find nothing of note in any of Joseph's files, but after some perusing, you realize there's only one place you haven't checked: the trash. Rooting through the garbage bin yields fruit. Near the bottom is a small pocket journal belonging to Jerome Davids, probably tossed there carelessly by the cleaning staff. You turn to the last page. There, Jerome has recorded a list of names, perhaps transcribed from Joseph's records. You don't know what it means, but it must be important. Under missing persons next to Jerome David's profile, record the investigators are on Jerome's trail.
Cool.
If Penny White's profile is not crossed off,
It's crossed off.
if Valentino
It's crossed off.
when all sections have been read, advance to Act 1B.
It's like dealing with a Alexa or something. Next. 1B of the agenda. Right on. Yeah.
Once this interlude has been resolved, remove all clues from each location and play and advance to Act 1B.
Only one.
Advance to Act 1B? Oh, 1B.
Yeah, our hidden agendas are done.
Well, there's a 2 on the agenda, but we'll get to that in a second, I'm sure.
Okay.
So 1B. Before you can investigate further, the building is suddenly plunged into icy darkness. Although the lights flicker at once and are snuffed out, a thick, otherworldly mist begins to seep into the corridors, causing everything it touches to decay. Move each investigator and each enemy currently in the entry hall to the Victorian halls. For each location in play, find the set-aside spectral version of that location and swap them. All tokens and cards at the former location are now considered to be at the new location. If there's an investigator at that location, reveal it.
Okay.
So they become spectral, and then we reveal anything that
So
stays attached.
These
Yeah.
will be Victorian halls. So I'm going to go ahead and
just-
swap this in. Then we'll swap this in.
And I'll reattach this.
Thanks. Master bedroom, balcony, billiards room, trophy room, entry hall, locked, the office.
Okay. Do you want to go ahead and reveal your location?
Sure. Let's reveal the master bedroom here. Comes in with 2 clues. It is haunted, so if we fail a test here, we place one of our clues on master bedroom. Victory 1.
Trophy room, haunted. Lose 2 resources. For each resource you cannot lose, take a horror.
So fail a test, lose 2 resources. That's no good, but it's only a 2 shroud. That's a pretty good place to be for a
Pretty
3
good
book.
place to be, indeed.
Yep, keep going.
In player order, each investigator spawns one of the set-aside monster enemies at his or her location until each of the set-aside monster enemies has been spawned. I think I start with that. We'll read that in a second. Spawn the set-aside spectral watcher enemy in the entry hall. That was in the set-aside cards. The spectral watcher enemy, shuffle the remainder of the set-aside, the watcher encounter set, and the set-aside realm of death encounter set into the encounter deck, along with the encounter discard pile.
Okay, everything goes back in, and we're shuffling.
Act 2A, the spectral realm. In the blink of an eye, everything has changed. A sudden, oppressive silence fills the halls of Joseph Miger's manor. Gone is the din of idle chatter from the banquet hall, the clinking of glasses, the laughter of oblivious guests. Save for only you and several others, all of the other people in the house have vanished without a trace. All that is left is the dark mist and the beings that inhabit it. 4 clues per investigator to advance.
Hey, we're almost there, man.
And then advance to the next agenda, right?
Yeah,
Because it clears.
2A or whatever.
Because it told me to advance to that, and then I'm going to read 2A.
Yeah.
It's called Over the Threshold. Does this have something to do with the 4 missing persons? And if so, what does that mean for your survival? Each Twilight enemy gains victory 0 and counts as an investigator for the purposes of determining where hunter enemies move during the enemy phase. So he counts as an investigator?
Really? Wait, our neophyte?
For hunter. They're hunting down anybody.
Okay, they're hunting down the neophytes. Nice.
Forced after the hunter enemy's move step of the enemy phase, each ready spectral enemy deals its damage value to each humanoid enemy at its location.
So he's gonna ace our neophyte. Is there a reason to not let that happen?
Well, if you remember, be true to yourself and seek truth in others. You must balance the scales. You shall be called to account for your actions. So I assume everyone that dies, we're going to have some kind of penalty for.
Fair assumption.
Yeah. And 11 Doom advances, and I don't think there's any more agendas in this deck.
Okay. All right. So then we do the bad cards. Now, hold on. We also need to read, let's read Joseph Miger. Let's see what Miger's up to. Now, are you guys saying haunted only? I thought it was any time you fail a test, haunted triggers. But I always thought that haunted was if you fail any skill test at this location, haunted triggers. So, give me a clarification on that, if you can. Joseph Miger, humanoid, cultist, Silver Twilight Elite. Oh, I bet they're going to kill Joseph.
Or not.
Let's not let that happen. He's got Retaliate. If no other Silver Twilight enemy has Doom on it, parlay test 4 to convince Joseph that this is not your doing. If you fail, he attacks you. If you succeed, flip this card over and resolve its text. I need to go do that. Now, here's the other thing. He usually has victory 2, but this says each Silver Twilight enemy gains victory 0. Can he have both victory 2 and victory 0?
Probably. Because it basically
It's not
gives him
replacing.
victory, so he would go out in the victory display.
So he's never to return
And
again.
the victory 0, that's probably just remembering how many people we let die.
I think so. Yep, I think you're right.
And the monster that spawned on me is the Shadow Hound. It's got Hunter and Retaliate, 3 health, 2 fight. After Shadow Hound attacks, you resolve each haunted ability on your location.
See, money is a problem there. Okay, now let's draw some bad cards, because that was all in the Doom advancement phase.
Whispers in the Dark. Put Whispers in the Dark into play next to the agenda deck. Each location gains Haunted, take 1 horror. Forced when the round ends, discard Whispers in the Dark.
Okay. Crypt Chill. I can ace that Rabbit's Foot. This is actually a really good test. I'm hoping to fail this, to be honest with you. I know, how crazy, right? Four to 4. If I fail, I lose a Rabbit's Foot. Otherwise, it's all fine. +1.
Must have brought your coat.
All right, everything's fine.
Wait, this stays attached.
Oh, right on. Okay, thanks. All right. So there we have it. That's the turn. Now we get to go do stuff.
So we need 1 clue
Yeah.
to advance the act.
Who's got a better shot at getting that clue?
I would be an 8 to 2.
You've got a great shot at it.
So I think I evade the Hound,
Mm-hmm.
take the Investigate.
Mm-hmm. Can you shoot the Hound? Do you not want to shoot the Hound? Are we going to be
Well,
held
he's
to
got
account?
Retaliate, and if he attacks me, I also suffer the Haunt ability.
Mm-hmm. So you lose 2 money.
And I'm really good at evading.
Yeah. So
Like,
and he's 1 to 5. He's 1 to 5.
Bizarrely
That's
good
great.
at
Yeah, yeah.
evading.
Okay, so then I say
Now, what are the odds of you getting a clue?
not good enough. So if I fail a skill test, I take a horror. If
Yeah.
I fail this, I put a clue on master bedroom. So this is the way that it could really go poorly if I try to do that. I think I go move, parlay with Joseph.
You want to try that first?
I think so. Yeah, because I'm going to get a +3, and
Yeah.
then if I fail, he doesn't attack me.
And like, if there's clues on the office again, I would way rather. I have play. I'll show you what my
Okay.
play is.
So we'll see. The office could get really bad for me. Okay. First action, move. Second action, move. And so Joseph's here. He will engage me, actually. And then if no other Silver Twilight enemy has Doom on it, which is true, right? No other Silver Twilight enemy. He doesn't have Doom. He doesn't have Doom. Parlay, test 4 book. Convince Joseph this is not your doing. If you fail, he attacks you. If you succeed, flip this card over and resolve its text. I've got a 3 book. I'm going to go to a 4, 5, 6 book with neither rain nor snow. I can fail by 3.
That's a pretty good test.
It's a good test. Here we go.
Gasp. So it said remove all clues.
Oh, reveal the location. That's right.
We passed whatever that part of the test was, basically.
Victory 2 on the office up here. Oof. 2, 3, 4.
So we'd lose all our clues if we had basically
Less than 6.
less
right?
than 6, yeah.
But we had a Bugatti amount of clues.
A lot of clues.
Okay. So then I'm going to take this test. First of all, victory 2.
Wah, wah, wah.
Joseph, 4. I'm a 6 to 4. And I've got Granny on the...
Oh, Granny. Don't fail. Don't fail me now.
Let's make sure there's no other way to like make this
Better.
better. There's not. Well, you know what? You know what I could do instead of this? Let's just hang on a second. Let's just hang. Okay, this is where it's at. I think this is right. Do you feel like this is important? I feel like this is important, right?
It's got to be.
Like if I fail, I take a horror. He attacks me, although if I commit the card, it wouldn't matter. I think I'm gonna go Will to Survive here. I've got the money.
Because it says, remember, let me read our omen to you again. Be true to yourself, seek the truth in others. That makes me think you should really interact with stuff.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to do Will to Survive. I'm going to pay 4. Fast, play during your turn. Do not reveal Chaos Nugget for the next skill test you perform. So it's a 3 to a 4. When I would fail, I'm going to give myself +1 with Granny. 4 to 4, test passes.
Let's read them.
Joseph's plan. Joseph lowers his weapon and studies you for a moment. Perhaps you're telling the truth, but if that is true, he ponders the situation, then holsters his weapon and checks his pocket watch. Regardless, we have little time. If my estimate is correct, the anomaly will recede soon. We must be out of the manor before that occurs, or we'll all be trapped here. You ask how he knows all of this, but he merely shakes his head. This is not the time. Ask again if we make it out of here alive. Remove all doom from this card. There was none, which is really nice for us. For the remainder of the game, doom cannot be placed on Silver Twilight enemies, and Joseph Miger gains aloof. Flip it back to its enemy side and disengage it from all investigators. So to remove all doom, for the remainder, doom cannot be placed on Silver Twilight enemies. That's good.
Yep.
And then flip this back. And he's now aloof. He's on our side.
We basically have to get out of here.
Well, we need 8 clues. We know that much.
Yeah.
We know that much.
Yeah.
Now, we also probably don't want to let the Spectral Watcher go eat Joseph. That's just general.
Yeah, I have
talking.
tools for this guy.
We could also now kill him to get victory too. But let's not.
You're gonna pay for your actions.
Yeah,
remember?
let's not. But I'm just saying.
All right.
I'm just saying. Now, here's the real question. So if Spectral Watcher, okay, so check this out. If you end up at this location, you can have the Spectral Watcher engage you instead of the Neophyte, in which case the Neophyte doesn't die. Which, as we know,
It's probably good.
is probably a good thing.
Yep. So my plan is evade this guy, get a clue, move here.
Perfect.
We're on the same
Just make
page.
sure that none of
Yeah.
those things fail.
All right, we're fine. We're gonna evade here. I'm ahead by 4. I have to commit arrogance.
Ooh, gross. I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
So I'm -1. Yeah, you do your thing.
Chad will keep you honest.
Oh man. And then I'm -1, so I'm ahead by 3. I'm gonna go ahead and commit a sneak by. You don't take retaliate if you fail an evasion attempt, right? You guys saying neophyte dies anyway? Let me see how that works. Yeah. So I could make my way down there and just exhaust him this turn. So if they're alert, if you fail and evade, what does that mean? He attacks you if you fail and evade because he's alert? Okay.
Nothing but good news?
Nothing but good news. So I'm at 4-1. I'm ahead by 3. And I'm going to drop in a card to make me ahead by 5.
We all know the math there. Oh, and you get the evade thing. So you get the 2 money.
No.
Why don't you just use this to
Well,
evade?
That's right. So, but if I use this,
you
I
don't
don't get the
get
icons,
+2.
right?
Yeah, you
But I
don't-
will use it because I have another one in my hand.
Oh, sneak by, right on.
Yeah. So that way I get the 2 money from it. Only one way to fail. It would be devastating.
Nice. Good
All right,
job.
so I pass. We'll evade the Shadow Hound. I'll get 2 money from my card that I played over here. Sneak by. Arrogance stays in my hand because I haven't failed yet. Then, now exhaust lockpicks, investigate. Add my foot to it, so I'm an 8. Do I have to add arrogance to it?
It is an investigate test, and it says you may commit to each eligible skill test. It's eligible.
All right, so I'm -1, so I'm still a 7 to a 2.
Can't hate it. Hope you don't lose your lockpicks, though.
Yeah. I have a feeling I won't need too many clues.
Oh, what's the star do?
Star is +1. After this test ends, for every 2 points I succeeded by, return a committed, doesn't matter, a committed card in my hand.
Ah, bummer.
This one. Get a clue.
Do you want to advance now or later?
I have an action left. I feel like now.
Let's do it now.
Let's find out what happens. Spend our 8.
Boom, boom, boom. Oh, did you have 2 skill cards for Winnie's ability? Arrogance and...
I did.
Yeah.
So I get to draw a card.
Draw.
Let's see what happens.
Oh, wait. It says arrogance is a weakness and it doesn't count. Does it say skill on it? It doesn't say skill. It says weakness on it, doesn't it?
I'll put that card back.
Put that card back. All right, let's cash in.
2B, a way out. You find the corpse of one of the others trapped here, a member of the Silver Twilight Lodge. You surmise, although his outfit of blue and silver robes suggests something more esoteric, gripped tightly in his withered hands is a small tome bearing the insignia of the lodge. Browsing through its pages, you're surprised to find all manner of information regarding the mist and the creatures you have encountered, including a spell to release the bonds of death and escape the mist.
Okay.
How long has this man been here, studying this realm? Regardless, at least you have a way out now. ... The mist blocking you, your escape proceeds. Reveal the entry hall.
Entry hall says, 3 shroud, 0 clues. The dark mist begins to recede and the entry hall to Joseph's Manor is slowly restored to its original state as the mist dissipates. You can resign to tear through the front doors of the manor, escaping the spectral realm and leaving the remainder of the survivors to their fate.
The mist blocking your seas for the entry hall. Shuffle the encounter deck discard pile into the encounter deck.
Man, we're cruising, dude. We're ahead. Don't lose steam.
Yeah, we've felt that before. Act 3A, escape the cage. Now that the mist has receded, you might be able to escape with your lives. But what about Joseph Miger and the other lodge members left behind? Should you stay to make sure they escape, or flee while you have a chance? Forced. At the end of the round, each Silver Twilight enemy in the entry hall escapes. Place them beneath the entry hall out of play. Move each ready Silver Twilight enemy with the aloof keyword once towards the entry hall.
When does that happen? At the end of the round? We're going to move them, and then they're going to escape, or we're going to escape?
At the end of the round, each Silver Twilight enemy in the entry hall escapes. Place them beneath the entry hall, out of play. Then it says, move each ready Silver Twilight. It's the same paragraph. Enemy with the aloof keyword once towards the entry hall.
Okay, so they got to be here for one round, and then they get out.
Yeah, but I found out when you were gone, the way this reads, after the hunter enemy's move step of the enemy phase, each ready spectral enemy deals its damage to the value to each humanoid enemy at its location.
Oh, so it
you
doesn't
can't
matter
stop
if
it.
you're engaged. How annoying.
And then
Well,
it says,
so one's dead.
if each undefeated investigator has resigned, advance.
And there's no way to get this neophyte safe.
The real thing we could do is get Joseph safe.
Joseph must be safe.
So if Joseph's going to move 1,
He can take 3.
so he'll hunt, get rid of here, then Joseph will move here. And then,
Next turn, he'll move, so he'll stay where he is. Do 1 to Joseph. Joseph will move down. And then next turn, he'll move, do 1 to Joseph. Joseph will move out. Unless another enemy comes out.
yeah. So I have 1 action left. I don't think it makes any sense for me to move here at this point, because he's going to get aced either way.
Yeah. He's going to get aced.
Now, can he retaliate against me if he's sat down?
I don't think he can.
Because part of me wants to start shooting.
It's the kind of plan I like. Now, do you also think this is one of those that's going to say, if you have a lot of clues whenever you leave, if you have a lot of clues, you're going to get a better result? Doesn't it say find the truth?
Well, we needed those clues to get the victory.
Yeah, but it could be one of those. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of clues potentially on the table after all these spectrals come out. Now, it could be that we got all of our clues wiped, and now I've got to go get 8 to get out.
I think that's why the clues are on there.
Arkham probably works like that. But it does say, etc. the truth. So should we just try to get out, or should we try to harvest some clues before we go?
I think the most important thing is getting Joseph out of here.
It 100% is the right thing to do. Yeah.
So I don't think harvesting clues really matters that much.
Oh, when you resign, you drop clues at your resigned location, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It can't possibly matter. Okay. And exhausted things do not retaliate. That's correct.
So I have 1 action.
There's nothing that would save that guy. But I want to save him. Thanks a lot, Joseph.
I don't know. I think it's all about that VP.
Yeah, but 4 is a lot.
Yeah, I don't know if you can get them.
I don't think I can get 4, unless I get like when you fail, you get clues stuff. So, we'll probably get 2 for Joseph. But what is 2?
I bet we get those points if we get them out.
Yeah, definitely. But like that's 2, and we've got 11 Doom on. I mean, we've got time to make a lot of mistakes. Now Joseph is going to move, and once he's out, we can stay in and like mess around. So let's do the escort mission, make sure it's all cool.
Now, technically, we could spawn other characters too, right? With bad cards?
Oh yeah.
And like the more people we save, it might be better for us.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that is true.
So we have some time. I just don't think my time is going to be spent here to take a damage this round.
No, it's not.
So I want to know if I punch this guy and miss, does he retaliate?
No, he does not. I know that for sure. No attack of opportunity or retaliate or anything.
So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a regular punch -1. and I either do a damage or I get rid of arrogance.
Sure, fair.
It's
Yeah.
2 to 2.
Just punch that hound. There's
Yeah.
nothing more arrogant than that. Yep. Any
Here we
weird
go.
failure problems? No.
No, because I'm not investigating.
Okay.
Auto fail.
Good. Good way to get rid of arrogance right there. Good for you.
End of the round.
Okay, end of the round. Now we've got some things. So hunters are going to hunt. That's the first thing. So no hunting here because of exhaustion. Hunter will hunt up here as the only option. And then, now that we're here, it says after the hunt step, after the movement step of the monsters.
After the hunter enemy's move, step of the enemy phase, each ready spectral enemy deals its damage to each humanoid enemy at its location.
Humanoid enemy, 1 damage. Yeah! The spectral watcher is here.
And it says the end of each round. So when's the end of the round?
Not yet. So we've hunted. Now enemies attack. If there's anything to attack, nothing there. Then we've got ready things stand up. Shadowhound will come on back to you. Then we've got draw a card. Gain a resource. And then aloof things are going to move, right?
At the end of the round, each Silver Twilight enemy in the entry hall escapes. Place them beneath the entry hall. Out of play. Move each Silver Twilight enemy with the aloof keyword once towards the entry hall.
Yep. So moved once towards the entry hall.
Yeah.
And then we go to the top of the round, add a doom, and get the bad cards. You drew and got your money?
Yep. Watcher's Grasp. Heal 3 damage from the Spectral Watcher. Ready the Spectral Watcher. It moves, engages, and attacks as if it were the enemy phase. Throughout the resolution of this effect, the Spectral Watcher gains Pray You. So he has to come towards me.
Well, I'm not sure that that's true.
Doesn't Pray break the tie?
Yeah, but there's not a tie because the closest is Joseph. Right? Read that card again. Is that just like the move phase?
It moves, engages, and attacks as if it were the enemy phase.
As if it were the enemy phase. So we know that during the enemy phase, it moves, engages, and attacks. So I think it hunts towards the nearest enemy, which is Joseph. Then we resolve after enemies move, so it does 1 damage to Joseph.
I love in the chat, there's literally people saying moves to Winnie and doesn't move.
I don't think it moves. No, because we just replay the enemy phase, basically. And the enemy phase, you're going to move towards your nearest enemy. There's not a tie, so pray's not going to matter. Then at the end of the enemy's move phase, it's going to do 1 to every humanoid. And that's going to be it.
Okay.
I think that's right. Let me see that card officially. Let's read it one more time.
Watcher's Grasp.
Watcher's Grasp. Okay, ready the Watcher. It moves, engages, and attacks as if it were the enemy phase. So how would it move in the enemy phase? Like this.
Yeah, because we're treating him like an
How would it
investigator.
engage in the enemy phase? Not at all. And how would it attack in the enemy phase? Not at all. But after it moves during the enemy phase, then you do 1 to every humanoid. And that's it.
Yeah, it says each, because on over the threshold, it says each Silver Twilight enemy gains victory 0 and counts as an investigator for the purposes of determining where hunter enemies move during the enemy phase. So this is basically making us act like the enemy phase.
Yep,
And he counts as an investigator.
that's right. And Prey does not tell an enemy where to go. It just breaks a tie.
Jan's saying he doesn't move, but also Miger doesn't take the damage.
All right, so forced what? After the hunter enemy's move step of the enemy phase, this says as if it were the enemy phase. As if it were the enemy phase, it's going to do 1 damage. 100%.
So it moves, engages, and attacks as if it were the enemy phase, but he doesn't attack to do this damage.
No. That's after the movement step
Yeah.
of the enemy phase, which we just did.
I'm going to say we put a damage on.
Oh, 100%. I've never been more sure of anything in my life.
Did you get your bad card yet?
Nope, I haven't. Terror in the Night. 4 to my head stat. It's not actually the enemy phase, but it's as if it were the enemy phase. So if we're acting as if it were the enemy phase, we're going to do everything as if it were the enemy phase.
What about, is there something that triggers when it's about to be the enemy phase?
If at any point the enemy phase were the enemy phase. All right.
Oh, you know what? The Watcher exhausts from the attack phase here.
It doesn't attack anything, though. There's nothing to attack. It can't exhaust if it doesn't engage or attack anything. It's just like, so it's identical to if the Watcher went from here to here and then tried to attack and engage, it wouldn't do anything.
It just hangs.
It would stay there, yeah.
I'm gonna get some water
Okay.
on that ruling.
Okay, and so I just failed Terror in the Night. So I'm gonna put this next to the agenda deck. Okay, next to the agenda deck. Then I failed, so I take a horror, courtesy of Aticophobia. Then I'm gonna fail a test, exhaust Rabbit's Foot to draw a card. Then I've got free action for the turn, so I'll just mark that with a token. All right, not bad, not bad. And is that it? So what was that? 4. Ooh, that's actually worth noting. 4 minus 3, and this says what? If I fail by 3 or more, Tear in the Night gains Surge. I'm gonna have Granny trigger to only fail by 2 or more, so that it does not surge. Okay, so everything has been done according to plan, according to said rules. Now we have our Investigator step. And now we get to decide how we want to play this thing. Start shooting or start shooting, am I right?
I'm really good at evading.
Yeah, me too.
So I feel like I'm gonna evade the Hound, move here, try to evade the Watcher.
Yep, and if you fail on evading the Watcher, I'm on it. I'll do my evading.
All right, so he's a 1 to my 5.
You can't hate that, right? You don't even need your skill cards.
Yeah, I'm just taking it.
Yeah, you gotta love that.
Gotta love it.
Totally fine.
Head by 4. I've seen both my weaknesses in the top
You're
10
fine.
cards of my deck.
You got it. It's not even close.
Got it.
Minus 3 if you're haunted. So you succeeded by 1?
Mm-hmm.
Who's laughing now? Hound.
Move. There's no escape.
Yeah, if you fail
escaping
this one,
fate.
you take an attack.
I won't.
What's up, Pablo from Hawaii? Aloha to you.
Let's go Daredevil. So I'm going to discard cards off the top of my deck until I get a skill that I can commit. And a Switchblade.
Why don't you do this first?
Do what first?
Do Daredevil first before you commit the
Don't you have to
Switchblade,
commit
right?
all the cards that you're going to commit before this triggers?
That's not a fast action window. It's a after you commit it, this thing immediately triggers. It doesn't have a little symbol.
Yeah, okay.
Give me.
There we go. That's an event. That's a skill. It's a Daredevil. Triggers the next one?
Oh, this goes away. Oh, it does. Yes, it totally does. This should be discarded.
Oh, look at this. Anything you can do better.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Well, you're definitely going to do that one. Now you have a fast window where you can trigger Winnie's ability after all the cards have been committed.
So I'm at 13 to his 3.
Mm-hmm. I think you're okay.
I mean, there's one way to
Yeah,
fail.
well, no, yeah, but we don't say it. We don't talk about that. Yeah,
Got it. He's exhausted. That was my 3 actions.
Very nice.
Now you can do whatever you want.
You can do whatever you like. So he's going to move. Now, if he's not ready, he's not going to do damage. Okay. Then Joseph will move.
Mm-hmm.
Then if we evade him again, then he won't move to the entry hall. Joseph will get out.
Yep.
PMK, it only counts him as an investigator during the move step, not during the whole thing. You know, it's a time for victory, is it not?
You mean October?
There's no victory there, is there? What do you do here? Let's talk about what we would do. What would we do here?
Well, what's our goal?
So, the only shot, I've got a shot at getting one clue off of that, and that's pretty much it.
You know what I like?
What's that? The bedroom's reasonable.
If one of us... Oh, because victory won.
Yeah, victory one and a third shroud.
If you're over here, Hunter's going to hunt, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then they'll ready and be where they're at.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be here. He's going to engage with me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to have to evade him anyway. And then I'm going to move, probably down here. But if you're here or here, like basically if you're here, we can have him hunt to you.
Mm-hmm. And then
get
I can evade him.
Get him out of this area so
Yeah.
that if more people pop in, we can have a chance to get him out of here.
Yeah.
But then if you can evade him and go here, you're just like kiting him off to the middle of nowhere. I feel like that's a decent play.
It is a decent play.
I wonder if the billiards room or the balcony have victory on them.
I think the billiards room probably does. It's worth taking it. It's worth looking at it. It's worth looking at it. Middle hallway. Oh yeah, we need to reveal that thing. Does that have victory on it?
Victorian halls.
Any victory?
No. Haunted, lose 1 action, 0 clues, 4 shroud. No victory.
Waste of time. Complete waste of time. I'm in it for the XP at this point. So I do think move, take a shot at the test there. If I get it, hallelujah. If
Yeah.
I don't, who cares?
Yeah. And if you can get it by the time he's moving to you and you can move into the other room,
Yeah.
that's really interesting.
I got 4 actions, so I can technically try it twice.
Now you could do 1, 2, 3 to see what's there.
I'll probably do 1, 2, try, move. Because I got 4 actions.
Or clear it.
Or clear it. If I get the first one for free, I'll get the second one with a +3. First action, move. Second action, move. Third action of 4. Let's take a test. 3 on 3.
Jordan Hightower, scratching neck. You have any more of those victory points?
-3, not going to do it. And then lastly, I think I'm going to check out that balcony. Two clues, 1 shroud. Each of your cards with health takes 1 direct damage. That is not at all what I want for Granny. But I guarantee you that I'm going to draw an encounter card that says trigger the haunted ability of every location that you're at. And then I'm going to lose Granny like I always do in this campaign.
That's what she's made
Once. It's happened, but it feels like it's happened
It
forever.
has been always, because the one time you played with her, that's what happened.
You're right.
All right. Hunter's going to hunt.
Oh, haunt, yeah. Place 1 of your clues on master bedroom, but I don't have any clues, which is why it was the right
Thing to do.
Oh, and I do have to take horror there, yeah.
Horror.
That's a reasonable thing to do, is to drop that. I forgot about that. That's
cool.
all right.
We
I've
cool.
got 8. I've got so much horror.
End of the round. So first thing.
Oh, take 1 horror. I'm going to put it on Granny.
At the end of the round, each Silver Twilight enemy in the entry hall escapes. Then move every ready. So he moves now at the end of our round.
Yep.
Or is it the end
we're
of
not at the end
the
of the
round?
round yet. No,
Okay.
no. So now we go to the enemy phase. Enemies would hunt, but they're all exhausted. Then every enemy is going to stand up. It's going to engage with any ready investigator.
It's
at that point.
me, Mario.
Then you and I are going to draw, everything ready is, of course. You and I are going to draw a card,
It's nice when I know I can't draw a weakness.
gain a resource. And then we're now going to the end of the round, where Joseph is now going to move. And then we go to the top of the round, Doom on the agenda, 2 bad cards.
2 out of 11. Mysteries of the Lodge. Place the Doom on the nearest cultist enemy.
Doom cannot be placed on cultist enemies. Isn't that
That's
what
right.
it said?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, Doom cannot be placed on Silver Twilight enemies.
That's him.
Ha!
Then until the end of the round, increase the difficulty to fight, evade, or parlay with the enemy by 2. If no Doom is placed by this effect, Mysteries of the Lodge gain surge.
Oh, come on, Matt. Give me a break here. We did the right thing.
Mysteries of the Lodge.
Oh, my gosh.
Fate of all fools.
Oh, yeah, here.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the damage?
Really?
I mean, I'd go to 3 of 8. I don't know.
We'll do 2 damage to you.
Or Doom. I mean, we surely would be out of here in 7 turns, right?
I mean, I think the trick, though, is we want to see more of those cultists.
Okay, I'll take 2.
I think that's right.
Well, if I die, we'll know it was wrong.
That's right.
Crypt Chill. About to lose a rabbit's foot here. 4 brain if I fail, etc. I can't fail this test. +1 every time.
You can't see me?
You can't see me. I'm so not cold. Rain nor shine. I've got the gear.
That's right. You want to go first to see if we can clear that?
Oh, we can't technically discuss Peril Cries. Yeah. Zach knows how to make a decision. Okay. Let's think about this. My plan is move, fail a test, do some things, and get a clue maybe, and then get a guaranteed clue.
Do it.
Guaranteed clue, as if that were Arkham. Okay, here we go. First action, move. Second action, master bedroom. Let's investigate. Three to 3. We're dropping a -2. The test has failed. We're going to have
Don't forget
some
your
triggers.
weakness, yeah.
1, it's going to go on Granny. It's not direct, which is nice. We're going to draw a card. We're going to gain an extra action. Ding! And then we're going to play Live and Learn. After you fail a test, do it again with +2.
Diggity dog.
Now, I just need to hit this one. I can fail by 3. It's 3 to 3. So I can get a -3 technically. Actually, it's 5 to 3.
Yeah, I was going to say, aren't you +2?
But I can get a +1 if I need it. 5 to 3, -2. If there is a spectral enemy, which there is not, take 2 damage. So I was up by 2, -2. That's a success. Where I come from, cornbread and chicken. All right, so move,
Fail.
test, live and learn. So I have 2 actions remaining.
Yep.
Get a clue. +3. Neither rain nor snow nor
Stella delivers.
earthquakes can keep these letters from me. That's a clue.
Victory
Bada
won.
bing, bada boom. And then the extra action, where does it go? I can come to you and potentially give you a Granny +1 if you need it. I can play a Derringer. That's basically it.
I mean, coming to me is nice because you can help with skill test if I need it.
I agree with that.
But I am also going to evade the Watcher. So if you come there and I leave, you're going to be stuck with him.
But at least then he won't hunt anywhere we don't want him to hunt.
But right now, if he's evaded,
He'll stay there. Won't engage anybody. Won't move.
I almost
I'll
want
just play the gun.
I almost want to move to the office with him with me. Take 1, then evade him and stick him in the office.
But that's where all the victory is.
We're not going up there.
I know you're right, and I hate it.
Move, evade, move. Then the Hound's going to come to me, and I'll evade that as well.
Or it can come to me. Like I could move here, and then you move the Watcher up top. Or I could play a gun, which might be handy, but I feel like we're just evading everything.
Yeah.
We don't want to make the ghosts mad. I'm going to go here. You can decide what you want to do past that. I just got to get out of this haunted location. I don't want to place clues back on it.
Agreed.
All right. Over to you. I got to choose here.
This is interesting, actually. I think I move him up to the office.
Yeah, let's do it. Put him in the office. Have him do some paperwork.
I'll move, take 1 and 1. Then we're gonna evade with a card.
You know that billiards room has. I think we're heading to the billiards room to get that victory.
I agree. I don't want to use that yet.
And we could kill Joseph. I'm just kidding. We're not going to do that. We're not crazy.
So then I'm going to commit 2 cards. One of these is Nimble. For each point I succeed by, after it resolves, I can immediately move to a connecting location
Oh
to a
my
maximum
gosh.
of 3 times.
Can you Bugatti to that billiards room?
Well, wouldn't he come with me?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, but yeah.
So I'm at 7 to 3. I committed 2 cards, so I'll draw a card. I'm ahead by 4. I'm just trying to get down here for free, basically.
I like this deck. -2.
Got it.
If there's a spectral enemy at your location, take a damage. There is.
All right, take a damage.
You got haunted.
But he's now in the office, and I succeeded by, it was -2.
Mm-hmm. So you're at 5, 6, 7.
To his 3, so I win by 2, so I can move up to 2 locations. I'll
Boom.
move down to here. And then, just as a little bit of insurance, let's go ahead and play a Lonnie.
Oh, hey there. What happens? You get Lonnie, you spend a resource, choose an item.
So this is where you need, like, my vest, because I found out after last time, technically you have to do the first part to get the second for whatever reason. Heal the damage from an asset and 1 horror from her.
Nice.
That's where the leather jacket comes in.
Okay, right. You gotta give her something to work on.
Yeah. End of round.
All right, end of round. Then we go to the enemy phase.
Well, at the end of the round, we're not at the end of the round yet.
End of the turn, yeah. Enemy phase. Shadowhound's gonna hunt. It's gonna prey lowest foots, which is me.
Yep.
And then it's gonna attack for 1. Yay! Then everything's gonna stand up. All of our stuff, all of our stuff. Then we're gonna draw a card. We're gonna gain a resource.
Yep.
Anyone who's over 8 discards down, which you and I both tend to be at high cards. Oh, I actually have 9. I'll get rid of this rabbit's foot. Oh, that's a wild though. I'm never gonna play this card. Derringer out.
Okay.
And then at the end of the round, anybody who's in the intro hall escapes.
He gone.
Yay! Oh, we put him under here technically. Whee!
Okay. Doom on.
Doom on.
Bad cards.
Bad cards.
Shadowhound. Prey. Lowest foot, but he comes to me either way, right?
Yes. Realm of Torrent. Put Realm of Torment or Torment. Lose an action. I can't lose an action. So the haunted ability on Victorian Hall says lose 1 action, but it's not the top of the round yet. So I can't, because the round ends and I gain my actions back, so I'm fine. Realm of Torment, put it into play in my threat area. When my turn begins, resolve each haunted ability on your location. Well, now it's going to hit me. When your turn ends, test 3. If you succeed, discard Realm of Torment. I think this is worth giving a shot. I'm going to try to test of will that. So test 3. If I succeed, cancel the revelation effect, which I don't like it. So I'm just going to take a 4 to a 3. Yeah, I will not lose the 1 action from the original haunted. No effect on that one. -2. Granny, what up? -1. I do have a spectral enemy at my location, so I take 1 damage from the gas mask. Then I succeed because of Granny, so I was 4 to 3. I go to 2 to 3. Granny gets me at 3 to 3. Test of will is successful. Realm of Torment goes away. Shadowhound continues to be annoying.
Yeah. So we basically either keep doing what we're doing, but like, I feel like with the damage you're starting to see, we're starting to take a little bit of a risk on not just like evading these hounds and getting out of here. Or taking the damage and resigning, right?
You know, I'm thinking maybe we should at least see what's going on in the billiards room.
My concern is that I have a hound.
Well, yeah.
I need to deal with that. Then we could get there, but then this guy's going to not be here.
Yeah.
So they're going to have to deal with him again.
All right, we can resign.
I just feel like we're starting to stack things up.
You're saying you don't want to play that card that allows us to get an extra experience if we each take a delve too deep?
I wish I could.
You would delve now, but you...
My main thing is, like, we're not dealing with these enemies. So, like, even if we evade them, we're going to have to keep dealing with them.
Yeah, we are. No, I don't disagree. You're usually ride or die a little harder, though. But if you're feeling weird about it, then I'm out.
I'm just like, the best case scenario is that another cultist pops and we get them to the door without going away. But the one we've seen, if it ends up in the room with the big scary thing, goes away as soon as it's in there. And I don't see a way to get this guy not to be in the middle of the board without spending a lot of time.
All right, then let's go then. Let's go.
So, did we just move, take a damage, resign, take a damage?
Yeah, that's fine.
Move, resign. Take 2.
Yeah, we'll do the same thing. Now, I want to see what's on in that billiards room. There was victory 1.
If I just stayed in the billiards rooms up front, it would have been fine.
That's all right. We can't pass an investigate test to save our lives. So
on escape the cage, if each undefeated investigator has resigned, advance, alive for now. Coming to the place was a terrible mistake. You had hoped to uncover evidence pertaining to the disappearances at the estate, not become victims yourselves. As you tear through the entry hall and slam through the manor's heavy front doors, you vow to put as much distance between you and the Migra estate as you possibly can.
Well, let's be honest, though. We were not slamming through the entry door. We were casually walking out
with our dogs.
Yeah, this is not a slamming through the door situation. I feel like we did better than that.
I agree. So
don't assume my victory conditions, Matt.
You vow to put as much distance between you and the Migra estate as you possibly can. Unfortunately, your plan is quickly derailed.
Oh no, it's probably the spectral hounds.
Resolution 1. Let's just see.
I'm going to hope that it says, depending on the number of weirdos in the victory display, we're going to get things bad happen, rather than however many got out, things good happen.
Yeah. As soon as you emerge onto the patio, you're surrounded by grim men in trench coats. Several of them reach into their coat pockets, a warning not to do anything too hasty. Before any threats can be fulfilled, the silence is broken by an icy voice. Now, gentlemen, there's no need for that. The men withdraw to reveal an elderly man you recognize as Carl Sanford, the president of Silver Twilight Lodge.
He was the one that was messing with people in the prologue, right?
Mm-hmm.
Carl?
Despite the dangerous situation, his expression is almost too casual. The complete lack of fear in his posture and his actions suggests a confidence backed by substantial power. His bodyguards take several steps back, allowing you to speak with Mr. Sanford in private. In your campaign log, record the investigators escaped the spectral realm.
Escaped. Spectral realm. Okay, campaign over. Good.
We did it. Each investigator earns experience equal to the victory X value of each card in the display.
1. It's so painful.
Proceed to interlude 2, the price of progress. The price of progress. If at least one investigator has the Silver Twilight trait.
What?
Does he count?
He's not an investigator, does he? No, wait, is there one? I think you can play as one.
Otherwise, go to page 74.
So we don't have the...
we don't have the trait.
We don't have the trait.
In quotes.
Bummer.
I regret that we must meet under such unfortunate circumstances, Mr. Sanford says offhandedly. You narrow your eyes. You suspect fortune had nothing to do with it. You ask him what will happen to those still trapped inside. Human progress requires sacrifice, he recites stoically.
Classic argument.
It is lamentable when the sacrifice is blood, but the price in lamentation does not outweigh the yield of our labor.
I'll hear him out. I mean, what's the result? I'm utilitarian, ultimately.
From Mr. Sanford. You didn't come here to listen to Mr. Sanford proselytize about sacrifice. You came here for answers. You demand an explanation, but the elderly man cut you off with a scowl. Yes, yes. You speak of the incidents last week. That was the creature's first manifestation and the arrival of the dark mist which you encountered inside. He glances at the front door to the manor and clears his throat. The lodge was not involved in the disappearances that occurred last night, he explains after a short pause. But we couldn't exactly go to the police and tell them that a creature made of mist kidnapped 4 people in Mr. Miger's household, could we? So we had to take matters into our own hands. We suspected that creature was drawn to the crowd, so we recreated the incident in order to understand what happened, to discern its motives. The decision to host another event at Mr. Miger's estate so soon after the disappearances makes sense to you now. As much as you hate to admit it, there's some logic to the plan the lodge put into action, although you don't particularly like being used as bait. Who knows how many innocent bystanders were put in mortal danger? Even if the goal was noble, was it worth the sacrifice? Check the Silver Twilight enemies in the victory display and beneath the entry hall. If Joseph Miger's in the victory display...
No.
He's not. If Joseph Miger is beneath the entry hall, go to page 80.
There's nothing else about the guys being in the... So the neophytes don't matter. They can just die? I feel like we were very noble, though, in our intentions, even if it didn't reward us for it.
So if Joseph Miger wasn't beneath the hall, it says if neither of the above is true, so if he's not in the victory display or in the hall, so we left him in the house, and the number of Silver Twilight enemies in the victory display is equal to or greater than the number beneath the entry hall, go to a certain page. If none of the above are true and there are more Silver Twilight enemies beneath the entry hall than in the victory display.
Okay, you could really fail on that, yeah. So getting Joseph out seems to have been the main thing.
Yeah. You consider Mr. Sanford's words carefully. You believe he's telling the truth, but you're not sure if the ends justify his means. Never do. Before you can reply, Joseph steps forward. I believe our new comrades understand the value of working together, he says, politely, standing at your side. They could have escaped on their own, but they stayed behind to make sure members of the lodge were safe. Surely we are of the same mind. Courage is not the same as sacrifice, Joseph, Carl Sanford intones patiently. Do they have the will to do what is truly right for all of humanity? The elderly man turns his attention back to you, his cold eyes glinting in the moonlight. He approaches calmly, extending his hand. Regardless, you have experienced firsthand the danger that we all face. Join us, and we can face it together. With our knowledge combined, we can protect Arkham from this threat. In your campaign log, record the investigators recused Joseph.
We recused Joseph.
It's a recusal to remember.
Huh. Well, speak for yourself.
Each investigator earns 2 bonus experience, as he or she gains insight into the inner workings of the Silver Twilight.
Come on, a little bit more. Just a little bit more, like 5. Just 5 more would be at least give me something to build around.
The investigators must decide. Choose one. I refuse to be a part of this. I agree. I agree, in parentheses, you're lying.
So are we playing the game or are we playing the game? Are we playing the game or playing the game?
What would our characters do?
I mean, so who is this talking to? Is Joseph?
Mr. Sanford and Joseph Miger.
And we don't know that Sanford was involved in the party accidents of the prologue.
We do. Well,
you
no.
And I don't.
So
well, you and I do, but our characters
It happened. Don't. Then they staged the party to get it to happen again, to try to figure out what's going on. But it seems like Sanford and Miger are working together.
And it seems like there was a bullet in the fern. Am I wrong? We discovered
there were bullets.
There's some funny business going on.
What we know is that it happened, and they made it happen again, what we just saw.
Mm-hmm.
And they're basically saying, it looks like we're looking out for people. So they want us to team up because they think we're good people. But we know that they're the kind of people that would stage in a second party to get this to happen again, knowing they were putting people in danger.
I mean, just look at this guy. Do not rouse the beast you do not comprehend. Wow, that actually is pretty well in character. Huh. Who's good here? Is there any good? There's no good to be had. Do you just want to ghost up, or do we want to try to...
So what I think, if I was strictly being Winnie, is that I would say, I agree, in parentheses, you're lying. So, like, basically, I'm telling you I agree and we're on the same team, but I am not buying your bullshit.
But the ends justify the means, etc., right?
I don't think they do. But that's why I'm saying the lying line.
But what if they're not lying? Have you considered that? What if Carl and Joseph are the good guys here?
It could be, but...
Doesn't Arkham make it... See, we're led to believe that they're bad, but the great twist of every one of these kinds of stories, they're actually good. It's like the classic Harry Potter, you know, it was actually, wasn't he actually good in the end?
Well, depends on who you're talking about. Voldemort? I don't think so.
Okay.
He who shall not
What
be
about the
named.
other one, the weird snaky guy?
Snape?
Yeah.
He,
Everyone wanted us to think he was bad, and then the switch up was that he was good.
He was definitely redeemed, I think, by the end of it.
Okay. So you think they're lying?
Well, so apparently the you are lying, you're saying I agree. But that's what I'm saying. It's like, I agree, but
you still think they're shady.
But I'm not exactly on the same team as you. I think your character might say I refuse to be a part of this. You seem like you're...
Oh, that's an option?
No, we decide together.
Right, but I refuse to be a part of this is an option? Oh, I thought we could just lie to them or not.
So we either refuse to be a part of it, we agree with them, we actually agree with them, or we agree with them, but we're lying about it.
But don't you think that everyone's going to choose that last one? Everyone who plays this scenario, you're going to choose the last one, right? It's the natural human thing to do. The natural human thing to do here, if you're playing like Knights of the Old Republic, that option is chosen by 90% of people.
Let's see. What in chat, if you played through this, I'm curious, what option did you choose the first time?
You have to choose that. You have to lie to him. Everybody loves the idea of getting away with
Phyllis
that.
Master says I lied to them.
Yeah, of course. I think we're all rooting for, this is kind of if you're watching like a show, if you're in a role-playing game, this is definitely.
Jared says I lied. Mr. B. Figaro says I refused.
Very nice.
Hodovec says we've done it all 3 ways.
Connor didn't even save them.
Damon and Spanish says they agreed.
Okay, well,
Nicholas says they were lied. Jordan says refused. Green Iguana says I lied.
Okay. So
Brennan
it's not...
says we didn't even get the option.
Well, let's lie then. Maybe if you're lying, Steve.
I feel like that's how we feel about it, right?
All right, they're lying. Yeah, let's lie to them.
I agree you were lying. You don't need to record anything.
We look like, we look like we would lie to them.
Their story seems suspicious, in my opinion.
It's very suspicious, right? Come on. They got spectral hounds all over the place. They can't be totally on the up and up.
All right. I agree, but we're lying.
Okay.
You shake Mr. Sanford's hand. His grip is cold but strong. The other members of the lodge seem to relax around you. We will do great works together, my friends, says Sanford. Great works indeed.
I don't trust this guy.
But out of the corner of your eye, you see one of the lodge's enforcers gripping his weapon a little tighter. In your campaign log, record the investigators are members of the lodge.
Well, that can't be a good thing.
Add 1 hood token to the chaos bag for the remainder of the campaign.
Come on, where's our experience?
In your campaign log, record the investigators are deceiving the lodge.
Oh my gosh. Surely we deserve some experience for that.
I agree. Check your campaign log. If you are being hunted...
We are not being hunted, according to me.
Otherwise, proceed to scenario 3, the secret name.
We've rejected our fate. Witch's spell was cast. We escaped the spectral realm. That's the only thing that's happened. And we have a mesmerizing flute, which I'm excited to see where that goes.
Spanner says, I agree that Stella is a refuse and Winnie is a lion.
Yeah, that's 100%.
Yeah, I totally agree.
But you're leading the show.
But you would have been quiet, and I would have been like,
I'm just trying to develop this ghostly male.
What?
I'm just trying to deliver this ghostly mail.
I was like, what are you...
It's like Jerome's got a letter, you know? It's like, hey, man.
And that's it. The next is scenario 3.
Okay, then we need to add a hood to the bag?
Yeah, I'll go get a hood out of my secret supply.
Okay,
and then
plus
we get
1
3
hood,
experience.
I'll mark it.
We get 3 experience, right? And I had 2 left over, so I'm going to look at my deck.
Yeah, so you get 5. You can actually do something.
I can. Hey, if you would have saved some money.
Well, I don't save it because I intend to go get more. This fishing expedition went nowhere. I caught nothing. All right, what am I going to put in here with this meager 3 experience? All right, friends, what do I have here? Cherished Keepsake is a great card, level 1. Leather Coat, level 1 is a great card. These cards are incredible. These cards are so good. Can be, oh no, wait. What's the Guardian that runs the cheap assets that you can put it back in your deck to get money? Or bullets? Becky? Who's running Becky? Tommy Muldoon?
Muldoon.
Can Tommy Muldoon run these cards?
He's blue, right?
Yeah, but I think he can get survivor cards or items or something. I can't remember.
James
Yeah.
says, I was thinking of getting some of your boards, but want to keep the OG tokens. Have you found that they fit well into the board slots?
The threes don't really fit that well. I think some people do it. I think some people do it. I don't know. Does anybody use the normal tokens in these boards?
You ever play a Mauser and never use it? Because I did.
I mean, sometimes you know, most of the time you have a gun, you shouldn't be shooting it.
You know?
Words of wisdom. I can upgrade my Derringer,
I dare you to.
since that clearly has been a key focus of my game plan. Upgraded, look what I found. You're so good.
Why are you so good?
Level 2, look what I found. My gosh. Lucky, come on. Level 3 Lucky? That's my kind of test.
All right, let me sort these out again.
Chris says they fit reasonably well.
That's good.
I think the right option here is a second copy of level 3 Granny. I mean, level 3 Granny here was
MVP?
MVP, yeah. And what's the Survivor Tarot card? Is that the one where you crack it for 2 actions?
I didn't know they were specific.
You know,
Here you go.
I think I need the second Granny.
I need to look at the tarot cards as well.
Wow, look at these bad boys.
The foils. Whew.
I like this one.
The blank.
Yeah.
Better than not.
Okay, 4 of Cups. That's the other one.
That's hilarious.
That's the Guardian. That's the Seeker. Here we go. The 5 of Pentacles. +1 health, +1 sanity. No way. It's not at all worth it. Ace of Rods is pretty good in Stella.
Are there ones that I can pick? Are they specific to a class or something?
Yeah, there's the Ace of Rods. That's the one that you get 2. You can crack for an action at +2 skills. And then you've got your, whatever your class-specific rogue one is, which is probably +1 foot. And then you can play it at the start of your game.
How do you tell?
You just got to know that symbol. That's not you. It's also purple. It'll probably be green. In the grand scheme of things.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
This thing. Asset +1 foot. Reaction when the game begins. If the moon is in your opening hand, put it into play. The moon message from inner self. So
It's basically
it's just +1 stat?
If you draw it in your opening hand, you get a +1 to foot for the rest of the game. If you don't draw it in your opening hand, you can play it for 3 credits, or you can. It's usually kind of a waste of time for 3. But 3 for a permanent +1 is also not terrible if you're going to be doing a 6 of 8 a bunch of times, which is pretty good.
Now, does the Ace of Rods also start in play?
Yeah, all of them. Yeah, if you have them in your opening hand, they immediately start in play. But if you don't, they kind of are not good. So it's like you're playing the game of tarot. Like if you happen to get lucky, it gets good for you.
Interesting.
Don't you see?
Don't you see?
Quick learner with Ace of Rods is not bad. Ooh, Quick learner is so good. Oh my gosh, I want it. 4 XP. You notice I don't have 4 XP. You know why?
Because you got dunked on.
Yeah, we dunked on ourselves. We got scared. So I think I'm going to upgrade Granny. Deja Vu is okay if you play Arkham that way, but I just don't.
Dude, upgraded Lucky Cigarette case is great.
What does that one do different?
So the 3 experience Lucky Cigarette case, the regular one, 0 experience. After you succeed by 2 or more, exhausted to draw. Lucky Cigarette is after you succeed by 1 or more, you exhaust it. Search the top X cards where it's the number you succeeded by, and draw a card.
That's
Shuffle.
crazy good.
So like, if you succeed by 1, you draw the top card.
Shut the front door. That's so good.
You succeed by 5, you look at the top 5, pick a card.
It's just so good. That's the kind of card that I would build an entire life around. I'd go to the Bahamas with that card.
Yeah, I can tell.
I'd run away to Mexico with that.
You put a ring on that card?
I'd put a ring on that card. I'd make that card my godmother. I'd buy that card a vacation home.
Keep feeding me. What else would you do with it?
I'd start a joint bank account with that card. Zach.
That's a big step. I remember a long time ago you were like asking me if I had a joint bank account with my spouse.
But you're glad you didn't.
We're on the way to Gen Con. We did. It was fine.
Didn't last though. Not joint anymore. That's why you don't do it.
Well,
because at any moment you could start hating the other person.
See, I don't think that's
the beauty
true.
of relationship.
I don't think that's true.
I agree. It's not true. I mean, it's technically possible, so it's technically true, but it's not. If you do it right, it's not true. Proud we are of all of them. All right, Granny, let's update you because you were the MVP card of my entire game plan. And so I'm going to update you to level 3. Oh, it's because I didn't see my old key rings. That's the key card here. That's what I'm supposed to be doing. Yeah. All right, Granny. Coming in. Number 2. We've got nothing but beautiful level 3 Granny Orn. Probably the most impressive card in this card pool for Survivor, which has always had kind of a weird ally situation. So this is an obvious ally that everybody's probably going to take. Most survivors, I would say. +1 book is hard to find in Survivor, and that's really amazing.
Yeah.
All right, upgraded. Upgrade says...
You upgrade?
I'm done.
You see my Mauser somewhere? There it is. Ooh, the upgrade. The 2 experience Mauser costs 1 less.
It's a good start.
Gives you +2 instead of +1. Wow.
I'm going to go, next thing I'll get another upgraded Unexpected Courage. Are you going to get another Copycat? Are we doing that strategy?
I will eventually get another Copycat, yeah.
Okay. I wish it was more of like a permanent effect.
Copycat?
That would be baller. You kneel it and then go get something from your opponent's discard, from your friend's discard pile.
That would
Not
be
opponent,
awesome.
I suppose.
Your opponent.
Although, I'm just so used to it. My entire game is basically getting cards and using those cards to pass tests by committing them to skills. I know we've been down this road before. It's called Joe Diamond.
Bright like a diamond.
Notice that I did not shake my phobia that game. Because why be afraid when you can be okay?
Yeah, you were just fine. So, this is an interesting decision point.
Jordan has a good point here. If I had more victory points, I could keep upgrading. It's important to remember that during the game of Arkham.
You could, indeed.
Sometimes you should do whatever it takes to go get those victory points, even if it means losing. It's a lesson that we learned a long time ago with that Delve Too Deep. It seems like an eternity. It seems like years ago that fateful Delve Too Deep cost Zach and I the game. And I still don't regret it.
We got dunked on that
I'll
game.
have you know that same highfalutin attitude is what got us through that campaign by the end of it.
You ain't wrong. You hear me?
You hear me?
Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get the other copy of Copycat first.
Mm-hmm.
Because I need more skill cards, just strictly speaking.
Okay. Because more skill cards means more draw, which means more skill cards.
Well, more skill card means more. I have a lot of triggers that off of succeeding by a lot.
Yeah.
I also have the Daredevil, which I discard until I get a skill card, so it makes my Daredevils better.
Yeah.
Like if I Daredevil into Copycat into your 3.
Yeah, that's
a
it's just
sick
shut
turn.
the front door. Yeah.
And then I have 2. What's your take on this?
Spend it.
Yes, I get it. The problem is I need more skill cards in this deck, but there are only so many in my starter deck. There's manual dexterity, but like it's only for the foot tests.
Mm-hmm.
And I have some, like Pilfer uses my foot instead of my book, but I can add to that one. But then a lot of them are like, add my foot value to the skill test,
Yeah,
and I
use
can't
manual
commit
dex
cards
there.
to that, which is not good. So like that doesn't seem that impressive to me. Other things I could do, I could upgrade a Mauser. It gets better and cheaper.
Those are 2 great things.
Mm-hmm.
Same amount of ammo. +2 instead of +1. Deal +1 if you succeed by 2 or more. Either ready or gain 1 resource. If you succeed by 4 or more, do both. Oof. Man, you're a real Han Solo with that thing.
Mm-hmm. Someone's saying I could upgrade my Lockpicks for 2 points. Keen Blaze. I'm only using my Investigator starter deck.
Yeah, we're gonna hate ourselves for that by the end of this. Man, I'd upgrade a gun. I mean, you're not the only one who can shoot anything, but
The fact that it's the less expensive makes me. I think I'm gonna end up with both of these upgraded.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna do a Mauser to spend my points, and I'm gonna get rid of something and add a
what else you
Copycat.
got in here? You sleeping on anything else in here?
Just O'Bannon.
Man, I wish you could get that lucky cigarette case. Well, I guess the question is, are you going to upgrade into Beretta or are you going to stick with the Mausers?
I think I'm gonna stick with the Mausers.
Yeah, because you need your lockpicks too. You can't have a double-handed weapon. That's insane.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Now you know where I'm at.
Oh man, Sharpshooter is a cool. There are so many good cards. Oh my gosh. You could also go with 2 Liquid Courages.
I don't think horror has been our problem.
Not yet, but it could be. What about Chuck? When you play a tactic or trick event, exhaust Chuck. It gains fast. It costs 2 fewer to play. You get +2. Wow, he's great.
He is great.
Wow.
He's a whole lane of cards. But I'm getting the fundamentally good cards right now.
Uh-huh. Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right. Okay. I think you're on it. Wow, man, Rogue is going to, all these cards are playing to a totally reasonable direction with Rogue. It's like, if you succeed by a bunch, you get these cards back into your hand.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly how this should work. You get high risk, but if it succeeds, you're awesome. Like, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I'm with it. I think I'm going to get rid of one of these for my Copycat.
A cheap shot?
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite cards in the game.
Yeah?
No, not that one. No, don't like that one. I'm thinking of the one that does 2 damage to an exhausted enemy. What's that called?
I like that card, whatever that is.
Cheap shot? What's that called?
So my problem with cheap shot is like
I thought that was called cheap shot.
I'm good at evading. So like if I want to, the bonus of evading, I could just
Backstab?
do. I don't know.
What's it called? Bryce, can you do a search for like shot on the pops?
I don't think that works.
Yeah, they do. They can do it. There's like a rogue card that.
Oh, it's in the name. Sneak attack.
Sneak attack. Thank you. Sneak attack.
All
Not
right,
cheap shot.
So I got a second copy of Copycat.
Cheap shot's what my
Copycat
rogue
thing.
did.
And
in
I
World of
upgraded one of my
Warcraft.
Mausers because I'm never going to play the double-handed weapon.
Yeah, 100%.
And we
So
did it.
Copycat. So you're gonna copy. You still have the ability to copy my. It's also so good because you can copycat into, like, if a card would have a terrible effect for you, copycat into that rain or shine or whatever, and then
Yeah.
it doesn't have it. It's
Yeah.
so good.
I agree.
So good. All right, here we go.
Back to full.
Here we are in full color. Hey, did the quality all look normal today? Did it all look fine? Because, like, if we're getting as good of an output out of that $20 versus that $150 device,
We'll be able to look. You
I'm
can
gonna
pull up
eat
both
this
videos
here
at the
hat.
same time.
yeah. But, you know, you got to go straight to the people. I think the people will know. We can go right to them. No chop, no weirdness, no blurriness,
No chat either, apparently.
no chat.
Just kidding. Jordan Hightower says, Galactus says it looks slightly reduced from usual. Nicholas saying quality was fine for me. Bradley saying seemed good to me. Anthony
Yeah.
says I have really thick glasses.
We'll have to look at the difference. We'll have to pull them up and look at the difference. Well, thank you guys for joining us. Hey, quick reminder: if you want to get your products in the easiest way possible, this is how you do it.
We have a subscription service. You can sign up. You don't pay anything until a week or two before something comes out. You get charged. It shows up to your door. If you're in the U.S., most people get it on release or within a day. USPS has been kind of crazy this year, but before everything went crazy this year, it was pretty consistently. I think it was like 91% on release day. We have to be careful when we put those out the door because we can't break street date. So we get those out as soon as possible. And mainly, you don't have to do anything. And if you have any questions about it, or if you want the take from other real people and you're in live chat, you can ask them.
Or ask the Discord. We got the Discord now, too.
Yeah.
You should join up on the Discord. You can talk about Arkham. You can talk about also other things. General things. I think there's been all sorts of stuff talked about on there. It's a chat room.
It's a chat room.
It's a permanent chat room.
That's right. There's a link in the footer of our website if you want to hop on that if you're watching this back later.
And if you're like me and you didn't even know what Discord was before this, it's fine. You should. It's really quick. You join up and then you just type stuff and read stuff. You know how it goes. Probably better than scrolling through Facebook, honestly. More meaningful. Actual people.
It is better than Facebook.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, when you go there, it's the only thing that's there. There's not the noise of everything else on
you can
Facebook.
choose the noise that you're going to ingest. Well, we appreciate you. We got all the Mythos products too. You're seeing me here with a Undone board that's inspired by the Circle Undone cycle that we're playing here. The spectral nature of things is why this thing looks like it does. I thought it turned out absolutely beautifully. We've been having those up for pre-order. I think we're either off of pre-order now or about to be off of pre-order. So get those orders in if you want one. And we're working on the other cycles. We got Dream Eater and
we're almost there.
And Innsmouth that we're working on, and then we'll be fully caught up. And then after that, I think we're gonna make location connectors. Let's just do it. Let's just do it. I'm tired of us having these games where we don't know where the things are.
Sometimes the locations are a lot.
It's just a little bit selfish.
You got everything ready?
I'm ready.
Have a great weekend, everyone. Thanks for being here. Stay safe. We'll catch you next week. I think on the schedule next week we're playing Arkham on a non-Friday because you're gone or I'm gone or we're both gone. So stay hip to the social posts this weekend for when the schedule's going to go up. But otherwise, we'll see you next week and have a great weekend.
Take care, everyone.